sama and pero bigyan ng karapatan ng bawat bibigyan tayo. Panalo na kami. Yung panalo na ako sa landado. Kailangan na lang tayo, pre. Kalmado lang tayo. Malabo pa sa ano yan. Malabo pa sa adobong pusit.
Ay, Mark, Dad. Tokail. Hey! Game, Jackping. Kailangan makauwi ng safe lap. Yan yung goal natin.
May way din doon.
I love how that was just purposely edited that way. Like,
Zero context.
Zero context, just a whole bunch of laughing.
It seemed like Few was practicing to join the evil laugh contest.
Yeah, he took some notes from Kawhi Leonard for sure of how to laugh and make it seem like you're actually human.
Well, hey, that's different. I will say that. That's different than what we've had with the singing, all the singing, you know?
Yeah, that's good. I like how the editors for the Big Test are really starting to show off, like, you know, just have a lot more fun with it. They're not afraid to clown on the players in a fun way.
They should. You know, again, that works too, you know? Throughout the laughs, man. And right now, we're not going to laugh here, but we are going to howl because we're going to throw it over for our Infinix Keys of Victory with Wolf.
Welcome to The Howl. My name is Wolf, bringing you the Infinix Keys to Victory. Omega versus Falcons ang magbabakbakan para sa first series natin ngayong araw. At para sa Omega na medyo losing streak sila ngayon, kailangan nilang gawin ay i-punish ang Team Falcons sa non-scaling mid lane choices nila. Kapansin-pansin kahapon na yung Team Falcons ay hindi masyadong nagko-commit ng mga farm para kay Few at dahil doon ay parang kinakapos sila ng damage sa late game. Para sa Omega dahil napapansin ko din na parang sa meta game ngayon kailangan may pangil o may damage yung mid lane choices mo. Pagdating sa late game, they really have to put some farm onto Few. So, yan yung pwedeng i-punish ng Omega. Para din sa Omega, they don't give up the early game and river control. So, napapansin din natin para sa Omega na parang nawawalan sila ng lakas pagdating sa team fights kapag hindi nila nakakontrol yung river. Either i-fast clear nila yung lane or gumawa sila ng plays para talaga nakuha nila yung certain parts of the map. Para naman sa Team Falcons, they have to work on their siege execution. And I'm sure that Team Falcons knows this. Ang tagal na nila sa liga, siguro ngayong week number 1 and week number 2, kapansin-pansin na hindi nila na-execute yung pag-siege nila mismo, lalo na kapag sila na yung nakakalamang sa laban. They just have to work on that. And lastly, they have to take care of their early game farm. Minsan, nasa-sacrifice ng Team Falcons yung kanilang farm dahil lang gusto nilang pumalag sa mga team fights na hindi naman din advisable para sa kanila. This is something that they have to work on and maybe ito yung dahilan para makontrol talaga nila yung laro from their perspective. So let's look at Omega versus Team Falcons through the draft now. Back to the casters.
Thanks so much, Wolf. And that's the Howl, the Infinix Keys to Victory there for both the teams, Smart Omega and Team Falcons, to go ahead and get the victory. You guys can let us know what you think, of course, in the comments too. If you agree with those or not, what do you think, boys?
I think Omega punishing the Falcons non-scaling mid should be something Falcons is aware of anyways, because check this out. 2 of the Brawl era graduates were once cores, quote unquote. You're looking at Haji, who once played in the jungle, and then Few, whatever you wanted to call that role, he once played Granger. His Selena was once played an assassin and won them single-handedly on a championship in Season 2. So they both should know how important it is to scale with damage in mid.
Yeah, and if you do that for Falcons, that means that you'll have a higher chance of being able to really take care of your early game farm. So if Omega's going to be looking at the non-scaling mid lane choices of Falcons, well, Falcons, inverse of that, start looking really deeply into your scaling mid heroes, take care of that, so then that you also have a higher chance of being able to protect your farm early on, because that's been one of the struggles here for Kyle Teasy.
Let's think about this, just for our viewers out there's sake. What are some examples of non-scaling mid choices here?
Non-scaling?
Yeah, non-scaling.
Aurora.
Yeah.
Zushin.
Yeah. You want to get heroes at the even up until the late game. You're gonna be able to dish out a lot of damage. considering that we did see Farsa and Kagura shown up for these two,
Those scale.
and that those do scale. But then at the same time, it's not just in terms of like what you're gonna be picking. It's like, are you gonna be able to facilitate your rotations so that the Kagura and Farsa scale comes a little bit quicker, that it doesn't have to wait up until past 10 minutes so that you can actually feel them damage. That's why you're gonna keep it close. That's why you see on the side of Omega, one of their main conditions is to really take care of their river control. Because if you lose the river, then you're gonna lose that scale if you're mid.
Yeah, we'll see if they do. Again, the early game is in a very interesting place right now, and we have put a magnifying glass too, I feel like, on the XP laners a lot so far, which started last season and then it's carried over into now, just because again the meta itself has shifted slightly. And we'll take a look how the rest of this last band for the first phase goes. You got the Kalea and the Phoveus being taken out by Team Falcons. They're on the blue. And then for Smart Omega on the red, they take out the YSS and the Wan.
I feel like Falcons might let through the Lancelot and then trade it for the Baksha.
Muscle of iron.
Yeah. If it's not going to be banned out here by Omega, I think I definitely lean a little bit more towards the both of if you have a choice, then pick up the Baksha now. Omega, it seems like they're more than willing to give the Baksha to Falcons. We'll see how that's going to be faring for them. I think Falcons are also going to be thinking of, those surprise Guison first picks, or surprise CC first pick, but it's tried and tested. Baksha is one of the best, if not the best options that you could go for in the first pick.
And then what can happen is Omega can actually invest in their mid duo first, and then later sneak it through red 3. I was gonna say,
wow,
the Fanny, but no, they just went. This rarely happens, by the way.
Yeah, I thought they would wait at least a little bit here.
Double core pick.
They go, yeah. That doesn't happen often.
I think they're already looking towards that few is going to be ending up with the heroes such as the Farsa and the Guison as the main options that they're going to be going for, because it's a great pairing with the Baksha. Kagura most likely is one of the reasons why Hayabusa was rushed right away, because when you look at the Harith, one of the rising picks against that has been the Kagura in the mid lane, but they don't need to pick that. But then some of the best options that you can go for are countered by the Hayabusa, so I'm actually okay with that. So Falcons decided to play it safe and pick up the Moskov, going up against the Harith. So both gold laners are already locked. Falcons decided to play it safe and also get the Arlot in the EXP, which means Omega will be able to get the Lapu Lapu. So a lot of the picks right now that Omega has shown is to give Few a lot of struggle, which means that they're already taking care of one of their major keys to victory, which is taking care of the river control.
Yeah, so this is where I don't even think they'll ban the Farsa, just because it'd be a really hard Farsa game against this, but I don't know. We'll see what Team Falcons goes. Here we go. Since Tagalog, let me do it.
Okay.
Jung, actually, wait. I'll just translate it to English.
Yes.
He saw one word. He's like, that's difficult.
So we're upset against Cambodia. This is ISF. How are you guys doing?
All right, we brought that feeling into our match against TNC. Okay. So there was definitely something bothering them in their matchup yesterday.
Those are some really long words.
Long and short of it, Joseph.
Yeah. And we talked about it on broadcast. Again, we were hoping that they could go ahead and shake that off.
Apparently not.
Apparently not. And hopefully now today they have done that and they can kind of recuperate here. Now going back to the bans for the second phase, the Kagura was taken out. You have the Selena 2, which is one of those top picks that is given over to a few. Now, I'm wondering if this is going to bring up some more mid lane bans. What do you contest here?
Well, for Falcons, they actually don't need to lean in towards the mid laners that will struggle up against the lineup that Omega's showing. They can double down the idea that, okay, maybe we'd want to play for a little bit more mid to the late game. Although with the Baksha there, Kimmy would actually be a perfect pairing for Ogwen and Few. That allows them to be able to bully at the center of the map, but also have a way to supplement your farm. It's not just hyper-dependent on the Moskov. So this Farsa ban by Omega actually is quite concerning to me, because we already mentioned your 3 picks. Yes, you're thinking about what the Farsa can do in the Harith and the team fights, but you have a Lapu Lapu and Hayabusa with you, man.
Here's the thing. I feel like Coach Snap and Coach Lembot are limit testing the idol ng mga kids. They want to see, hey, Few, how deep does your hero pool go? Because they're taking it all the way. They're going to get a pick on Red 4, so I think that'll go beyond just banning. Even this pick will strain Fuse hero pool.
Yeah, and this pick could even be the Kimmy for the side of Omega. It's going to end up becoming a very greedy lineup when you have the Harith and Hayabusa with you. And the Kimmy staring down the Bastion at the center of the map might not be the best choice. But if they really want to take away options from Few and tell Few, alright, get creative, then you're going to pick up something maybe like the Kimmy. Eve has also been a rising pick, especially with a very specific build of Enchanted Talisman, Brute Force. That's very cool down Rush, and it's great to see.
So what's left? Kimmy, Eve, Lilia, Vixana. Aurora. We've also seen Aurora on the rise, especially in other professional level games of MLBB esports. They're not showing it.
Yeah, and they continue the idea of pressuring Few. Now they pick up the show even more. Even if they didn't ban the Farsa, whatever mid lane pick now is going to be a struggle for Few. I think they're going to have to go on the offensive here. Something can go Purify. I still want to see them just go for the Baksha right away. Sorry, not the Baksha. The Kimmy. Right away in their mid. And then their jungle. Looking what Omega has. Don't have the Lancelot. YSS Kimmy is way too farm heavy with the Moscow. YSS is banned.
Lance is out.
You don't think they'd flex the Baksha?
Joy?
Joy, I think, is their last option. Yeah.
Little magic damage.
Okay, so they do flex it. They get the Valentina, so they go for Baksha in the jungle.
That's what I was
Roam
wondering,
down. Now, this puts so much pressure onto the Moscow. I thought they already had a good lineup that wouldn't be so dependent on one hero to pop off, considering you have 3 potential quick scaling snowball heroes on the side of Omega. It's like Falcons low-key conceded the early game, and they're going to be turtling out with macro, split push, and farming up for Super Marco, which is too much.
It's tough, man. I mean, every time I see the Valentina, sometimes it's like, I get the concept, but so far, statistically, it hasn't worked too well. But Loyi gets picking up, too, for the last pick for Smart Omega.
You know what? Something tells me Smart Omega just went for this plan to bear down on Few. And then because of the switch, because of the flex on the Baksha, they said, you know what, let's just follow through anyways and surprise whoever they can find, these softies, which again, there's still 2 of. Smart Omega, I'm liking their draft better than Falcons, who seems to have switched their priorities mid-draft.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards that boat too. If Falcons aren't careful here, what they're used to doing against other teams, playing around the low Yi, is what's going to happen to them. It has changed a little bit. Low Yis are a little bit more specific, but if you look at the lineup rating and the numbers, it just really leans towards the side of Omega, considering that they do have a significant amount of crowd control and looking solely at the damage that can balloon fast on the side of Omega. Falcons, if they're not careful, they lose this in the first 3 minutes.
Well, that's right from the Falcons guy himself. So let us know in the chat what you guys think is more likely to win Game 1 here in this best of 3. It's Family Sunday. It's Smart Omega versus Team Falcons. Both teams looking for that win to finish off Week 2 in the MPL Philippines Season 16. And we have to go ahead and pay attention to this early rotation, because that's where a lot of it starts for a lot of these teams, you know? And it's so cool seeing both those skins, by the way, between the Badang and the Cho. But here's the thing. I think with this, again, Valentina is in a peculiar position where you really have to be able to utilize whatever ultimates you decide to take here.
Starting to see what rotations they're going for.
Flicker already.
And Baksha and Hayabusa. Okay, Katizi is going to be able to get the Litho. They do have the info on the where Katizi is on the map, while Ryzen's a little bit more mysterious for the side of Falcons of where he is on the map. So I think we're just going to be waiting for the first hero to show up. I want to see someone build for an advantage right away through the EXP lane, get either Flap or James low for either side. That's going to be a good early condition to check if they want good success early on.
I like that you mentioned the EXP lane, because what seemed to work for Omega, especially C16, is when they go with James. And with Falcons clearly saying, yeah, we're going to hedge on the late game, this is all the more incentive for James to just keep pushing the pace.
What was that saying we had?
Go with James.
Go with James. Needs to be on a t-shirt at this point, but yeah, that's true. And also, Lapu Lapu is just right now really good in the XP lane tier list. You know, there's something about this hero that he's just able to do so much damage, but also tank up so much damage, and even pull off a couple finesse moves if he wants to. So it's one of those games where it just kind of brings it into the first objective, the first turtle.
Yeah, good push and pull between the two in the EXP lane, while Few and Super Yoshi are just going to be jockeying for position in that center shrub. Ogwen gets there, but Super Yoshi reads it. So good little mini dance that we're seeing right now between the two teams in terms of getting better positioning. Look at Flap though, this could be the X factor for Falcons.
There we go. Oh, final slash.
Coming in, first blood drawn on to James. He wasn't ready for that. Now James pushing out of the fight. And there we go, Flap Teasy about to get punished. All this while, Kyle Teasy secures the turtle. Great work by Falcons using muscle.
Yeah, Flap Teasy found the perfect position, and then they were able to make the most out of the final slash. And we saw again, a lot of highlights here in the little dance and who gets to hold the right shrub at the center. Because Super Yoshi decided to go out of it and stop holding it, it meant that Ogwen will be able to find a better spot, and Few will be able to find a better spot as well. Good little trade as well between the Moskov and the Harris.
I'm here for it. Let that 1v1 keep going, because look, neither of them wants to give up the lane. They're all staying.
Yeah, that's what we've been seeing a lot with our gold laners. You know, these early kind of 1v1s, because for the longest time they know that, all right, eventually, especially towards the mid game, then that's when our time to shine, so we might as well duke it out in the lane. But it's funny because earlier I was saying that, you know, the Lapu Lapu is so good in the hands of James. Well, then Few goes and takes the bravest fighter, makes it work. This little diversion up top, though. Are they looking to make a play here on Flap?
Let's see if Flap senses it. He's holding to the furthest shrub, so he does feel it.
Oh, in comes Super Yoshi. He finds the kick. They throw everything but the kitchen sink. Ryzen does hold back the shadow kill. Now Omega looking to rotate to mid.
Stay back as much as you can, but if it's a Jeet Kune Do flicker committed by Cho and you get hit, there's no escape.
Yeah, how do you, is there even a counterplay to that? Or do you just kind of accept your fate, you know? And I guess maybe if you had the flicker, that might have been the only thing.
Or a Purify.
Or Purify.
Purify.
But the counterplay of Falcons came through a little bit of macro. They were able to whittle down the shields at the center turret and get gold for themselves.
Kyle looking for a fight. Yoshi pushing him back. Ooh, that's Badang on Ogwen catching Yoshi. And that's a free pickoff for the Falcons.
Man, Ogwen getting the 2-0 already this early on in the Badang. And what does he have? I mean, he did quite a bit of damage there, too. He just, wow, that's just built in to the Badang.
He just has concussive blast. He has his fist. That's all you need as a roam Badang. That's why he's one of the top picks. But I like that Ogwen is stepping up significantly here. His timings alongside Few and Kyle Teasy specifically were off yesterday.
Yeah.
Now that they're much better today, you see how well it's going for Falcons. We said if Falcons aren't careful, if someone slips early on, Omega can run away with it. But Falcons have held tight. Yes, they've suffered one loss through Flap Teasy, but they are very quick about their movements and finding trades across the map.
How good did this work? Now that we've seen Few basically hold on to the Lapu Lapu ult, is that the right choice the majority of times?
Yoshi gets another kick, and they throw out the shadow kill on Ogwen. Down he goes, a stolen bravest fighter. Joseph, we're going to get the answer to your question. Top force dropped in by Netsky. Taken down Few, traded out for Haji. Now Flapteezy about to get punished here. Omega ain't done with you. Double kill for James.
Well, the difficult thing about that is if you are under the ultimate of the Harith, it's really going to be difficult to fight into that. The Spirit of Destruction didn't really connect their first Super Marco, and right now, I think that was a quick heat check for Falcons, and we realized what we mentioned about the lineup of Omega. Even though if they're not 100% winning the objectives, 100% winning the fights, they just have so much damage across the board early on that Falcons needs to be careful. They slip up once, and now they're starting to lose control in the map.
All of that, too, is going to get them that tier 1 in the bottom, so that will be the first turret for Smart Omega. They also get themselves a little bit of a lead to work with at this point, so you'll see Netsky go ahead and transition to a different side. But, yeah, it's one of the things that if Team Falcon decides to go ahead and start a play... hold on.
Final slash does not deter Omega from coming in. Yoshi with the flicker gets the kick, and still Ogwen pops his ult, and they're stopped by the Puissance. Kyle Teasy breaking the formations. In come Few, pressuring Netsky, and underneath tier 1 up top, Falcons collapse onto Omega. Flap comes in, taking down James. They're not done. Haji gets hit with the final slash, taking him out. Few gets another.
And now the slip up by Omega. It seems like that little knockback from Ogwen was more than enough actually to throw them off their game. Once they saw that Baksha, that little bit of slow that was still on them, the little breaking of their flow meant that they just had to run away slowly from the Tortoise Puissance, which meant it was time for Few to get into a better angle, Marco to get into a better angle. Great knockback by Ogwen.
Man, so far, just a back and forth right now at this point, but they're 3 for 3 in the Turtles for Team Falcons now, and they've gotten some more control. So even it out, even in terms of this space to work with as they got the tier 1s down.
You know what? Omega shan't pull that off once more because it was dangerous what they were doing. A diversion right in Falcon's face?
Yeah.
Falcons are going to punish you hard. Sure, they've been losing. Sure, they've been struggling the past week, but they're still one of the Titans of MLBB. You can't do that.
Yeah, definitely off of that too. And you can see Super Marco's got himself nearly to that third item. He's got the Crystal Scythe and Golden Staff already here. So now things are falling into place for them.
Yeah, good build as well for Kyle TZ. He needs that Radiant Armor and was already able to build it. He will probably transition into a full build anti-cuirass after he initially built the Dreadnought, because you are able to temper the physical skill damage being dished out by Omega. But Kyle TZ did need more magic defense, similar to Flap TZ, who did go for the Oracle now.
James coming in. Bravest Fighter does not catch Kyle TZ. He's able to roll out. Super Yoshi looking for the kick. And Omega with a diversion. Spots him right in the bush, but Falcons welcome him just as quickly. And now Haji very low. SOD no one home. Marco threw it out early on in the fight. Omega scramble and retreat.
Oh, they're gonna retreat here too. I almost thought they would still put pressure there just because they had Flap there with the final slash, but they'll just gain control. They want this tier 1 turret in the mid too before that Lord does come up. So right now, Team Falcons looking to just play that macro game.
Yeah, I think they would have continued that pressure if that SOD hit and Super Marco was in a significantly better spot to maybe stun someone with a knockback, Spear of Misery, but no, he wasn't able to hit it, and that meant Falcons just needed to see if they could have one more effort to try and catch someone off. They didn't, and so they decided to back off. Again, as we mentioned already, 2 core items locked in for the 2 gold laners. Counter-Strike War Axe for this Hayabusa, but considering how Falcons were able to take control of the Turtles, all the Turtles in the game so far, the Hayabusa damage might not be completely there yet against the major frontliners of Falcons.
Here we go, a diversion! Wow. But Falcons answer back! Owen and Kyle are so in connection! Down goes Haji. Super Yoshi might be next. Flickers back out, and drive-by murder by Falcons!
That was perfectly timed. It was almost like they knew exactly where it was going, and they just stopped the plan of Smart Omega.
And now Kyle TZ's not done. Oh, he does try to commit Grand Theft Orange, but that forces Ryzen to hit the red tree. They go straight for the Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, he doesn't
Ryzen
use
still
the
has it.
retribution.
Ryzen can still do it.
Oh, they're going to fight for this.
Sneaky Dean, what are you thinking? Oh, he gets caught out, and there's a shadow kill. James steals it. Down goes Nesky finds the window. Kyle TZ falls as well, but James finally goes down. Nesky gets a double. Down goes Ogwin. There are bodies littered across the river. Omega, how did they do that? They won the trade and the Lord. Ryzen still coming in. Shadow out.
Way too early, it looks like, by Falcons. 16-14. Yeah, there's a significant time difference between Kyle TZ and Ryzen. It seems like the retribution of the Baksha did come in way too early, which meant there was roughly 300 to 500 because Falcons were waiting for the right time.
Yeah.
They were waiting for the cooldown of the retribution of Kyle TZ to get taken out. That's why they had to slow it down. They got the vision. Kyle TZ seems like he was waiting for the perfect timing to hit the retri, but just hit it an ounce too early. Fortunately, we didn't see it anymore in the replay when exactly he hit it, but it was James who got it.
It seemed like it was mid-shadow kill.
Yeah, just follow James though on that one.
Go with James.
Go with James. Gets themselves the Lord now. So Smart Omega, and notice it hasn't been one of those games. A lot of the matches we've seen where you have these kind of gold leads balloon up. This one for game 1 has not been the case. The most it's gotten is 1.5 for Team Falcons. And now the focus is what can Smart Omega do with this Lord push? They are going to get that tier 2 up top with the push from Ryzen. And now the next focus, this one will charge in to the tier 2 on bottom. So Smart Omega has gotten a lot that they've wanted. I don't know if Kyle TZ wants to actually go for this.
He does pop the Puissance, runs into Super Yoshi, but that should be a clear sign to not force anything. They lose their tier 2 in top and bottom. That's permanent damage dealt to Falcon's side of the map.
It looked like there was a clear difference in opinion as to whether or not Falcon should have gone for that. Kyle TZ clearly wanted to, but it seems like it was a team call for him to back off. This is significantly better for Omega now because one of the reasons why they have been losing is because, well, Netsky does have no death under his name, but because of how much control Falcons had earlier, especially in the key shrubs leading up to the fights, Netsky just couldn't find a comfortable position to fight very well. Now that it's Omega setting the tempo and getting into the aggressive shrubs in the map, that means Netsky can be happy and say, okay, it's my time to shine. Ryzen hasn't died yet as well, so now Falcons, how they've been playing the game so far, needs to change. Because even a well-timed shadow kill by Ryzen can whittle down Kyle TZ and Ogwen faster than you can say, let's fight this.
This is where we see Team Falcons go for the adjustment. You know, they played their game in the early portion where they secured themselves 3 for 3 in the Turtles. They lost that last Lord, unfortunate to them, by James securing it. So now I feel like they're kind of recalibrating. Like, how do we approach this next objective coming up in about 15 seconds? We got to secure our buffs. You can also see too, he's changed it up a little bit, right? He's not going to hold on to the bravest fighter, at least for now. I'm not sure if he changes it before the fight breaks out, but he's holding on to the Cho ultimate, that way of the dragon. So maybe one of the ideas here, the concepts for Team Falcon, is to maybe go for a pick-off, or it's just to peel. The big thing that we mentioned with the Badang too is that it does mess up the flow of the team fight for Smart Omega. And if you miss that mark, if you miss that setup or that interruption, that's where things seem to take the back door on this, or the back front of this. So again, for Team Falcons, they're going to spot this out. They know they can contest this here.
I wonder if they're gonna blitz. Kyle TZ goes in for the roll. Flap TZ comes in. Flicker final slash. Lord still sitting at a third of his health, down force by Netsky. They force it out. James flickering back. And the puissance by Kyle TZ. Lord at a 10th of its health. That's a flicker spent once more. And look at the damage now by Haji. Haji secures the Lord. A kick plus a combo from Omega. They're wiping out the Falcons, clipping them wing by wing. And it's just Ogwen left. Omega from out of nowhere!
It was a disaster for Team Falcons. It looked like they got their wings clipped in that one.
It already looks so good, but they could not check the low Yi. Haji got the damage and Omega might end it.
And they're already inside the base. Ogwen falls. It's a wipeout with 1 minion. Smart Omega takes game 1.
In one team fight after another, Smart Omega comes out with a win over Team Falcons.
2 Lords were actually, I had to revisit it, both junglers got cold feet. In the first Lord, it was both Ryzen and Kyle TZ hitting their retributions too early. This time around, Kyle TZ was early. Ryzen just couldn't even get its retribution off. I don't think he found the right enough angle. He was mid-shadow kill. So this time it was Haji who was able to get the last hit for the Lord in the last one. And they just didn't check the low Yi, and this is one of the biggest struggles when you're going up against a lineup if that has a low Yi and you are centered around the very tanky jungler. If you do not check that low Yi, that sudden burst of damage from the duality proc is gonna mess you up.
You know, that's one of the beauties of playing a team that has clearly no tentpole. Threats can come from everywhere, and that's what Omega's identity seems to be in Season 16. The barangay is not made by 1 star. Everyone does their part.
Forget the timers of past, you know. I feel like Smart Omega has proven that, it's just much different now. And it's crazy because even that last fight, I know we'll see it probably later, but it was interrupted by a lot of the things that James did, our MVP here for Game 1. And I'm going to stick by, I think that's going to be the thing this season, man. Go with James. Go with James, because whether it's the Lapu Lapu, whether it's any of the XP laners that he showed us so far this season, you can definitely count on him. 3-3-6 with the KDA, but it was more so of what he was capable of doing, being a threat to really the lineup of Team Falcons as a whole. But I think even then it was like, that last fight, I saw I asked the question before it built up, like, who is he going to kick, right? He was holding on to that Cho ultimate, and he died before he got to use it, I think. Like, he didn't really get a chance, because that's one problem with the Valentina, especially when you're holding on to that kind of ultimate. You have to put yourself, and I think he got caught in that interaction with the Lu Yi. He just got bursted down.
Yeah, this is why the Valentina pick to me was quite iffy. I understand that you do have the Terrify, you do have the burst damage, and at the same time, because of how the Baksha works and the Badang works, that could have been a potential snowball condition early on if the Valentina, Baksha, and Badang together were able to chain a lot of kills. Significantly harder to do that now in this metagame, in this environment here in MPLPH, which meant that the Valentina Hero Few, yes, rather impressive 2-3-5 in the final KDA, still, that that could have been something else, because it would have been less risky if you went for a different pick, if you wanted to play a little bit more around the Moskov and the Valentina. Yes, the Falcons lineup now clearly just plays around for the Moskov. A lot of dudes pushing forward so that Super Marco has space. But then again, if you're not checking one of the main damage dealers in that low E, not just like take Harith out of the equation, just the low E alone already messes you up, because then when you look at the MVP pick in the Lapu Lapu for James, even he dishes out a lot of burst damage through his ultimate.
Which is so weird because, like, look at his build. You know, and that's one of the things about the Lapu Lapu right now. It doesn't matter. You know, like the Fury Hammer is enough to go ahead and help you feel just how much damage a Lapu Lapu can do, and then he's tanky enough to go ahead and take up all this. I mean, look how much damage he actually soaked up. 75,000 there.
All of it.
Basically all of it. And Super Yoshi, it almost made his job a little bit easier on the Cho, where it's like he didn't have to force himself to look for that kick. It's the same concept with Kalea right now. Like, the Kalea shines the most when you have something else, which is usually the XP laner, to help supplement that.
Which is interesting because James is the hammer while Yoshi is the scalpel.
The scalpel.
Yeah, because we saw that Yoshi got bursted down several times in that game, and all he really needed to do was get a kick. If he can find a solid kick or a nice knock-up, a 2-3-man knock-up, he's done his job. And that's why he's the wingman. And it's this deadly combo, James and Yoshi.
Yeah.
Teams have to look out for this. Here, I think Falcons did not expect these two to strike so quickly.
Yeah, one of the biggest reasons as to why James got that MVP is because with all of the trouble happening around the first Lord fight that James was able to get the last hit on, it was James pressuring Kyle Teasy, breaking through the formations of Falcons. Omega decided to play back. Super Yoshi was like, alright, I will do what I can, though it may not be much, to peel for my back line. But that meant that James needed to go forward so that at least you have someone in the offensive to increase your chances that Falcons' formation is going to get shattered, which it did. Which meant that Kyle Teasy pressed that retribution too early, and it was James miraculously who was able to get that last hit.
It was great to see. Again, this was a game that was relatively close for the majority of it. It was only towards that end, maybe that first Lord, and then, you know, the next one where things really took a turn for the worse for Team Falcons, and Smart Omega was able to go ahead and find the weak points, really, and pressure it. And maybe, once again, it's about that scaling that we got to see from Smart Omega's lineup, where you just didn't feel that, you know, with Team Falcons' lineup. So maybe they have to go ahead and, like we mentioned even before the first draft, it was like, come back to the draft, you know, because I think there was definitely some weak points there.
That's why I was hoping, really, I understand why maybe they could have been so off about the Kimmy, but then that applies another potential carry for your team. I think as the season goes on, and even towards the tail end of MSC, it's clear, multiple options for carry in your team, in your final lineup, usually wins over teams that only have just one dude trying to carry.
Which is weird because they suddenly switched over to the Moskov-centric lineup, which again might work because yesterday it was a Moskov giving them a headache, but they have to evolve their meta is what we're saying. Yeah. Because they've been through quite a bit of these. This brand of Falcons started, what, season 10? They were around for the Claude, Esmeralda, Paquito.
Yeah, it's crazy too, again, where you see we currently are with a whole lot of Harith still showing here, of course, but yeah, that's the main thing, I think, again, was the question of, you know, adapting to the new, not just the new era, but even the new meta that has evolved over the seasons.
Yeah, what I love about this graphic is that you see for majority of all of the eras in MPL Philippines, 16 seasons worth, there are at least 2 in the top 3 most picked per season that are potential EXP lane picks, or really beefy dudes that can help hold the front line. It just goes to show the utility mindset that the Philippines has embraced for a majority of the lifespan of the league. But then if you look towards 14, 15, 16, you're starting to see the age of carries, which goes again to the point of the more carry options you have in your final lineup, the more damage you have, the better the chances that you will win.
And that's why we see so many games now where, let's say objectively you secure those turtles, or you're able to do that. But if you have certain heroes, or you just have those mechanics to win crucial team fights, even if you're down 5,000-6,000 gold, which we've seen even up to 10,000 gold deficits being turned over by team fights now, that's where we currently are. So it's funny because earlier we talked about the Brawl meta, or the Brawl era that we were in, and I feel like now, I know this is like, we're quoting this as a new era, right?
Yeah.
But like there's shades of every era in the new era.
I mean, you have to acknowledge it. You have to respect where we came from.
Yeah.
Because you never know when someone brings something back and suddenly it's so potent. Which brings me back to Falcons draft. I think one stroke of genius or one great pick that came out of that draft, despite the whole weird, or maybe some would say unnecessary switch to over the hyper single funnel into the Moskov. The Arlott. I think the Arlott was one of the main parts of that lineup that was doing work.
Yeah.
So maybe keep that aspect of your draft. Again, you mentioned the utility, the crowd control. Arlott has that in spades. I don't know what the conversation was like when they suddenly said, okay, let's just put the box in the jungle again and then let's give it all to Marco. I know Marco can do it, but should he have done it?
I feel like for Falcons, as we saw that last pick, I think they were already leaning heavily into the idea that, yeah, we're going to put this Baksha in the jungle. So they tried to go for the throwaway. I actually like the interplay between the Baksha, Badang together. I think multiple times throughout that we did point out how connected it looked Ogwin and Kyle Teasy was.
A combo wombo there.
Combo wombo. But then again, with all of those four pieces outside of the Moskov, how they could have interplayed, plopping that Moskov in there. Yes, I know they picked that in the first portion of the draft, but then suddenly shifting it and saying, okay, all the focus is on that one singular pick just throws me off right now. Because in MSC, we saw that one of the reasons why Team Liquid eventually won it all is because they embraced, as you mentioned, the multiple metas that we've had.
Yeah.
Carl Teasy went Fredrin, he went Hayabusa, went Assassin Tank, and then you see surprise picks across the board. The fact that it seems like they doubled down yet again into something that we saw more of last season, even in season 14, was quite perplexing to me.
It's almost like each draft, even if you're referencing back to MSC, was a shade of a different era, you know, that we've seen. And you look at the teams that are doing this most successfully, even the team, for example, Twisted, that has done their own little flavor onto it, has adapted really well here. And I feel like even for the fans that have been watching Team Falcons, or, you know, they're going through this rough patch right now, it's like everybody's kind of scratching their head, like, is this a struggle with the play style that they were so used to? Remember, these guys played like 1,000+ days together, right?
And counting.
And they played a very specific way. So is it more so, instead of just the individual, you know, changes that need to happen from the individual standpoint, is it more of like the team is together finding this new way to be flexible and adapt to this?
Joseph, you just condensed the collective train of thought and sentiments of all the Falcon guys and gals all over the world watching right now. They lost in IESF, they lost yesterday, they're one game away from losing tonight. All the questions stand.
Yeah.
And we don't have any answers.
All we can do is watch, basically, and hope.
With great pain.
With great concern.
We have some clues, though, because Coach Treb chose to go blue. Stay blue at that.
Blue.
Not just go blue, but stay blue.
So what is that? What is what would be the reasoning behind that? Is it just simply for, contesting priority again in the jungle? Maybe this time they want the YSS or the Lancelot? Is that why teams would opt for blue side if they can?
Well, with the Lancelot and YSS banned by Omega, I think Falcons PH are just gonna try to refine again. I mean, the Baksha, Arlott, Moskov, Badang, Valentina, if they're gonna stick to the Baksha and Arlott, okay, maybe they'll switch out to Moskov. Maybe then they'll also switch out the Valentina. I actually liked the Badang earlier. Badang and Baksha together, the more I see it, I feel like that's a low-key, terrifying combo you're gonna have to worry about, especially if you are an Assassin jungle.
I'd hate to be nitpicky, but I think the Valentina was a little too 300 IQ for what was needed in that moment.
Yeah. At that point, we are getting to the era of just like go unga boonga when you can, man. Like, I get it. All right, if you get the Valentina, it has Terrify. You know, you can get the Kick of the Cho. You have multiple options for peel. Perfect. What about damage?
What about damage?
Reliable damage.
Reliable damage.
Yeah.
If you have the Kick, you just go, it's good. You get it.
Because with the Valentinos, there's always that window. There's always that window once you use the blast there for the Terrify. So I don't know. We'll see exactly what happens here. Of course, like we mentioned, Team Falcons will still be on that blue side. Omega over here on the red. First phase is already done. So this is the YSS and Lancelot are banned out. Is this just Baksha again? Yeah. And then, maybe we see it differently, like we were thinking earlier on, where it could still be flexed, depending on how Smart Omega handles this. But are their picks going to change? I know they can't get the Hayabusa, though.
I think Omega should switch it and go for what I was initially saying in the first game. Keep Sneaky Dean's pick in red 3.
Sneaky
Dean.
No!
No! They just straight up do it!
This is...
You know,
Hey.
I don't like Fanny early like this because you're throwing no caution to the wind. You're literally leaping before you look.
Ooga booga. Like Renmar mentioned.
The funny thing is there's something that Omega might have solved that teams cannot, like, let's say, rush pick a Cho at this point. Later on, if we still don't see an Ogwen pick, they can steal they can ban out or even steal a Kufra. Badang, Kufra are all options for the side of Omega, considering that you all see the R-Lot again. Okay, they're still gonna double down the Moskov. They're gonna change their last 2 picks, but you can afford a surprise at this point if you decide to. Let's say it's a Lapu-Lapu again. Okay, last 2 picks, you have options for your own. You can go Badang, Kufra, even a Cho again for Super Yoshi. So I like that we're starting to see Fanny more, other than a Rush Blue 1 pick for the longest time. Now it's a Red 1-2 pick.
So, assuming that Omega picked something for James here, which is the Lapu-Lapu again, MVP performance, there was something taught to me by the great Neil Midnight de Guzman, one of North America's greatest treasures when it comes to MLBB esports.
Yes, sir.
You don't want to ban picks that protect your picks in the second phase because it's telling. It's obvious that you're wasting these bans to protect the investments you made in the early game. This is a lesson he taught
Showing your
me.
hand.
Exactly. This is a lesson he taught me in Season 7, Season 8. I wonder how true that is now. Because I feel like they have to do that. Omega have to do that to stop Falcons from picking heroes that bully the Selena. Or rather, bully the Fanny. There's
Bully the
Selena,
Fanny.
man.
So, like...
Because there's still a Hilda, still a Cho out there.
Do they ban the Kufra then? Like,
Still a Kufa, still a Ruby. See, there's so many heroes that just cut the Fanny's wires up mid-air.
Yeah.
Falcons did show a Ruby at one point.
Where there is light,
I can't recall if that was yesterday or the week before. But they can honestly go roam Ruby if they really just want another option to mess up with the Fanny. But single target lockdown might be good. I think because of this Fanny swerve by Omega, it's even tougher now. Because now you might actually have to double down on the idea that we actually didn't like from game number 1, which is you put all the eggs in the Super Marco basket. Because if you go for another mid carry, then you lose a lot of the utility and crowd control that you need to mess up a Fanny in the jungle.
So effectively, Omega is giving Falcons the catch-22.
Yeah.
It's you answer the Fanny or you draft properly.
Ooh, that's tough too, considering I think...
This is sinister, Coach Snap. This is lascivious, Coach Lembot.
Oh, they even ban out the Valentina. Just because...
Wait.
Yeah.
It worked for a little bit, but...
Yeah, it would have worked potentially better now in this.
This is also telegraphing what they might pick in mid. Because they might pick a mid hero that has a solid ult that you don't want to give over.
What would that be right now? I mean...
Farsa.
Yeah, Farsa's open.
I'm kind of meh with the Farsa, with the Moskov, Arlot, and Baksha. I like the Eve a little bit more. Significantly more. The damage, the crowd control, good. That means you might be really difficult to go for a pick-off, single target pick-off roam. They didn't need to ban the Cho because the Cho, if they're going to go for something like an Eve, again, just go Badang, Hylos, Kufra are my best options right now for Omega.
So right now, do they just go with the mid lane option then? At least pick that up, or do they wait again, like we saw in the previous one? So, no, Jushin was open. So used to seeing her banned out, but yeah, she's picked up. And I would assume this is going to be the tankier emblem setup that we've seen from Jushin sometimes too, where they're just there to go ahead and either peel or initiate, pop the beacon too, and this gives room for the Harith and the Fanny.
And it's still double core. You still have a solid damage source in the jungle and in gold.
Yeah, lots of flex. Now Falcons needs a carry type in the mid. Just go for the, as iffy as it is, just go for the Kimmy. You can trade the Farsa, but then with the Lapu-Lapu Fanny on board and your formation, your team fighting's not quite perfect. I don't think they can handle playing around the static mid laner. It might just actually be a Farsa. Okay, they go for the Kagura instead, and then they get the Kufra for them. At this point, it's just a Hylos or Badanga, some of the best picks that Super Yoshi can go for. If they want to go greedy, they go Jawhead, but with the Kufra on the other side, it's going to be so meh. The Hylos and Badang.
This is better for Falcons compared to game 1. At least there's 2 solid sources of early damage.
Yeah, I think
or at least damage in general. The Kagura, you know, just pops people.
Kagura's been doing pretty good lately. I feel like a struggle for a little bit for some teams, but ultimately it's done relatively well so far.
She's a Brawl era standout.
She is, and I'm happy to see it. Again, some of the changes there are some of the newer pickups for the mid lane. Now this last one still for the roam. What are they going to pick up here for Smart Omega to deal with this? Maybe Hylos.
Hylos or Badang, just one of those two. Unless they're gonna go crazy like Franco, but I don't think so.
Welcome to Grog's Castle.
Especially after yesterday's performance by the Mamba.
Forget the dude's an option right now.
They're digging deep.
Yeah.
And again, this could possibly be Falcons kryptonite, because yesterday, Chaknu, Joshua Mongilog, beat him twice with it.
And one of the reasons also why I like the Grok is because with what Falcons showed up with, in the back of my head I was thinking, wait, the silver lining is they could actually get to the key shrubs and bushes before Omega can get there, meaning that if Ryzen decides to fly through, it's like, oh wait, there are members of Falcons here. The Grok means you have a constant presence to just keep checking, getting into the key areas flushing it out. One of the reasons why I thought about the Badang is we saw the interplay between the Badang being able to bring up a wall and the Fanny can play alongside that. Hey, Grok can bring out a rampart. That's
true.
good.
Which I would like to err on the side of caution, because that also could be a Nombo.
A Nombo?
Yeah, like an anti-synergy.
That's true.
But also, it's something that the cables can catch on to.
At least you can bring it down, though.
That's right.
You know, you got a little panic button. Bring down the rampart. So, I don't know. We'll find out. It's match point right now for Smart Omega. After an intense game 1, we'll see if Team Falcons can keep it together and get to a game 3 here. They desperately need it at this point. It's a lot better of a lineup, though. I'll agree there, and I think they should be able to go ahead and make this work again with the good damage in terms of mid and Super Marco later on. But we always have to focus on that early rotation for both of these, and honestly, that Fanny is always a threat from Ryzen if he gets that lead going.
Yeah. Ryzen can either have an amazing game or a terrible game. There's no in-between with this Fanny pick right now. So you see why Kyle TZ is taking some liberty of stopping his rotation just a little bit to mess up with Ryzen, because Ogren and Few are having difficulty trading in the center of the map against the Guison.
Ooh, an early pick here for the Little Wanderer, and the punish by Smart Omega. Kyle TZ falls, Ryzen finds him. Sneaky Dean, the Barangay first blood.
The Grok and the Fanny combo, man. We just saw it.
With a Tyrant's Revenge. In comes Few looking for the punish. Ryzen dodges it. Great cover by Yoshi.
Well, we were talking about the Rampart, and Ryzen was able to make the most out of it. Kyle TZ decided to, again, just as I mentioned it, taking liberties with this rotation, he can be a little bit more safe with that.
Yeah.
If his mid laner and roamer are losing the middle trade. Few and Ogun were not that healthy. They just popped the Revitalize so that they can recover some of the damage that they gained just through trading and trying to clear out minion waves alone. The fact that Kyle TZ was pushing out was mistimed.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy too when you think about it. The Grok plus the Jushin, you're not going to be able to do too much in the lane itself in mid, just because who are you going to be able to pick off, you know? And the Grok provides such a good base to work around for the Jushin, so you know you can just continue to do this as we see with the Lantern and everything else. But the fight for the turtle, this Team Falcons just going to go ahead and take this.
That's a blitz for Falcons. They score the first major objective, and Smart Omega, again, not sure if it's because of Falcons' placement, they missed out on their level 4s. And they're still missing out on level 4s.
Yeah, Few was also able to throw out a good yin-yang overturn as members of Omega were getting the drops.
Finds Netsky, but Netsky pops the Purify. He's fine.
He's fine. He's got the Purify. But as you were saying, you know, too, yeah, some of the level 4s were lacking, but Super Yoshi should have it just a second. They're going to rotate up top here. Ogwin gets his. So, and they'll go back to the lane here. Ryzen, I mean, that's one of the things, though. If he doesn't have the buff...
Whoa! Solo kill!
Sneaky Dean strikes! Flap TZ came in maybe a second too late, and where did he use his final slash? Oh, Hogan, this is Super Yoshi. Yoshi with the swing there, and they're barreling on him. Gets that stun, the final slash, uses the tech charge for immunity!
Oh, and he just stands there menacingly.
Yeah, great micro by Super Yoshi, maximizing when he would get the CC immune and even using the tech charge perfectly. So all of the crowd control that Falcons threw at him were immune.
Omega's turn, in comes James and Ryzen. They pick off the Filipino cannon. And here comes Kyle TZ and Few looking for sweet revenge. Ryzen, not going to get cornered here.
What is this damage that Ryzen already has? You know, 3-0. knew that we'd see him get off to a good start if he could get an early kill. Now look at this. I mean, he's just basically got a couple items. He didn't even have his first yet.
Yeah, that's an HEF. That's a highly efficient Fanny. He's maximizing all of the adrenaline he gets through the cables, and he just shows up like, cable, damage, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
It's not like the Fanny like before where you can just continuously swing. But again, we were talking about it. The vision the Super Yoshi provides alongside Haji, the crowd control, sets up for Ryzen to just show up when he's needed, deal the damage, and then get out of there.
Yeah, that's why I think, too, even for Haji picking up this Jushin, it allows him to just kind of hold down that side. It's not like he has to do too much burst or anything else. Super Yoshi's the one that's providing all this information, so it looks like the idea for Smart Omega is give up these early turtles. We don't really need to contest them. They're going to go for another kill here. They don't get it, though.
Uh-oh. Bad positioning. They're caught out, and they're forced to retreat, reposition. Now it's Super Yoshi versus 3. Hits the tech charge onto them, but now he's gonna get smothered by Falcons. Pops that rock, and here comes the rest of the noob. But a guy, 3-man choke, left easy fools, and Ryzen finds Oakland. 2 for 1 the trade. Almost 2,000 gold up, Smart Omega.
I thought the Super Yoshi using the tech charge there was a bit of a waste, but it seems like it just bought the right amount of time. Again, that we mentioned, the strategy, get vision for Ryzen, get vision for the team, and just let the Fanny clean up. This is an evolution to the Fanny that I did not expect. I thought Fanny was dead in the water because it's like, okay, she can't do what she used to do, but now she changed. She's a little bit more precise with her entries.
Okay, James will just go ahead and zone out Team Falcons from this Tier 1 push from Netski, so Smart Omega will get another turret under the board here. Mid lane going to be the next focus. That's the problem now, too, as we've seen it. Just keep an eye on Super Yoshi where he goes. It's so funny because the previous game, it's really been follow James or go with James, and now Super Yoshi's the one being a lot more proactive. And once it gets down to those fights and the objectives later on, because eventually Smart Omega won't be ignoring the turtles, for example. They'll be joining those fights. And the Grok has been such a good synergy with the Fanny. Even earlier on in that fight in the mid lane, just the Rampart alone gives that opportunity to still go ahead and cable on through. So I'm not sure how Team Falcons is going to go in and play against that when it comes to the objectives.
That extra wall seems to be so good for Ryzen. So easier for him. So much easier for him to dish out the combo. Oh, Flap.
That's a 3-man coalition. It's not enough. They pop Netski from out of nowhere. Tech charge, full combo. James takes down Flap. Here comes Kyle. And Ryzen jumping in. But Kyle Easy ain't gonna budge. They are too chunky. A trade for Netski and Flap. Falcon wins that one.
Wouldn't be nice for Falcons if they had another main damage option. Omega has 2 cores. Again.
With anger. Oh, hold on,
They're not done. James finds Ogwin, bouncing ball through the wall using that Cyclone Eye. And it looks like Falcons is willing to trade this turret up top for the turtle. Ryzen stopping the shenanigans. This is a delayed turtle. I think it might turn into a lord.
Yeah, I
thought, no, they're pulling it. They're pulling it.
Yeah, they're pulling it. I thought he was actually going to be able to spot Marco there, but yeah, this one they might actually go ahead and contest then. Super Yoshi's going to start it up. Taking a look at the items here real quick, Renmark.
Yep, Marco does have the lead in gold against that Harith. Harith's still on the way to the Feather of Heaven. 2 items already built up for the Moskov. And Falcons give up this turtle. A little more resources for Omega. Netski now able to full build his second item in the FOH.
Okay, so looking at this, knowing that now Smart Omega has a healthy lead here, 3,000 up ahead. So Marco's just, is okay, he does get back. I didn't know if he'd escape Haji there, but so he goes back. Smart Omega holds on to the lead. They've got a space advantage too. Again, Team Falcons doesn't have a single turret down, which is going to be very troublesome for them if they don't get one in the next minute and a half here. Because again, map advantage for Smart Omega is going to be great, especially with a Fanny across from them. So Team Falcons, I mean, do they just play into the Moskov? Let Super Marco continue to push the side lane most likely to hopefully open up the map at least a little bit and then join the fight with a spear.
They do have to just focus on that strategy to go for it, because clearly without the Moskov, they are lacking damage. Few can burst, but then if the burst doesn't immediately lead to a kill, you hit diminishing returns very quickly.
Sneak it in. He knows that between Few and Flap, there's not enough CC to lock him down. He's really looking to take down a tier 2 up top.
I think he put enough pressure there, honestly, if he wants to. it's up to Smart Omega. They control this portion of the game.
Oh, it's a two-step. It's for the push down bottom. Look, Falcons are having to chase top and bottom to stop the map from bleeding.
Okay. They keep on to the tier 2s, though. At least those don't go down. But ultimately, nothing too much has happened for Team Falcons in the last minute. And I think they're just going to be in this position where it's like, we got to wait for potentially that Lord to come up and maybe win a team fight. But I'm just worried that they might be lacking.
Oh my goodness.
Charles, what was that?
That's not good. That's not good. Right before the Lord, too. You're 10 seconds away, and now you don't have that. I'm not sure what the idea is to work there, because if you know, that's a huge risk.
That gave me a migraine.
Charles David.
He even committed his flicker for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The flicker too.
Like that's a no. And now I will do my best to move on. Haji has built the Clock of Destiny. He now has 2 items with him. Will make him a little bit more tankier as well. Even more difficult to take down this Guison, which again adds a little bit more fuel to the strategy that Omega has been playing very well. You just set up for Ryzen to clean things up for you. Falcons, it's gonna demand so much execution for them to make it work, so that Marco enters SOD and then you fight it out. At that point, when Super Marco enters, do you still have enough health and bodies to provide space for that Moskov? Again, you're up against a Grok, a Guison with the Clock of Destiny quite 10 minutes in, and then a Fanny. You're gonna need to have bodies available for when Super Marco joins in.
Whoa, Ryzen dancing with death here. Kyle and a Flap there, and still decides to apply pressure. Is he that far ahead?
Yeah,
he's pretty ahead.
He is.
Yeah,
it's a 2-level gap. He's fine. That's why he can afford to do that. It's not like a hard catch. It is still quite demanding for even the Shield Unity to mess up the flow of the Fanny. He can afford to just keep doing that because they know that they can't do much to him.
In comes James and Yoshi. A flicker committed by the Super One, and it's all for that tier 2. So long lane setup already for Omega. This Lord is looking better for him.
It's a lot of little steps that I feel like Smart Omega has taken in the past 2 minutes to go ahead and finally get that tier 2 in the bottom. Nearly there, tier 2 on the top. But notice, even with all this, they just haven't gone and decided, all right, let's go take the Lord or set up around here, because they can play around this advantage that they have in this composition.
Yeah, you gotta appreciate how they've been playing the map, their timings, where they're supposed to be at the right time. Now with Netsky pushing into the bot, it's Super Yoshi help covering for him, so then they swap it out. James is actually holding the middle alongside Haji, while it's Ryzen on the Fanny opening of the map, so they go for a 2-2-1 split. And then they can just be dynamic with it. They can send 4 members to the Lord, wait for Ryzen to push out the bottom a little bit more if the minion waves aren't quite favorable for Omega there. Or they can just do this!
Ryzen puts few down to 1/3 of his health, pushing back the mid laner from Falcons, and I think this is the go signal for the new Barangay to try. In comes Flap, final slash, knocking him up, and there's the Zaman Force dropped in. Down goes Few, SOD. I don't think he's a good target. Oh, you shouldn't. Kyle Deasy gets taken out. In comes Marco. He does press it, but the rest of the Barangay answer back. Marco is taken out by Haji. Ryzen still standing. Flap will not fell him, and that's 4 for none, all for the Barangay.
Same sentiments, Redmore. I did not expect him to follow through the spear, but he did anyway, and they lost 4 members.
Hello, we were just talking about it. If the bodies aren't there for Marco to hold the front line for him, he should not join, he should not fight, and Falcons cannot fight. With the members of Omega being able to bring down the frontliners of Falcons very quickly, that could have just been an instant out.
Yeah.
Maybe push it the mid a little bit more, but the mid did get pushed. Maybe open up the map a little bit more in the bottom to prepare for what is an inevitable Lord push down to the bottom of the map. Him joining there was detrimental. I thought once that he's like, okay, yeah, I can't fight here. But Ogwin decided to enter. He got a big knockup. Marco decided to join CN Poke. The moment he showed his face, Omega knew the job. Omega knew what they needed to do. And with Haji, again, we talked about the Clock of Destiny in his hands. He barely took damage there.
Man, and the reason, like, the way Ryzen survived that too, he didn't even go down.
Yeah. Ryzen's been terrific in this game. Again, his timing and decision-making has been perfect in game number 2.
Oh, man. This is a tough one for Team Falcons. They're going to be staring down this Lord push here. Bottom side, it's going to go charge on in. And this is a turret for Omega to take.
James coming through, pushing forth, leading up the rest of the Barangay. dropping the Zaman Force. Netsky dancing all through. Down goes Few. Kyle easy falls as well. Marco for the backline. Hacks. But Omega have fixated onto the base. Down goes 4. Flap. Easy the only one left. Smart Omega, it's just a matter of time. That's a wipeout. A maniac for Netsky. And the barangay takes the sweep.
Smart Omega sweeps Team Falcons. Oh man, this is a statement and a victory for the barangay.
Omega played this perfectly. The interplay between the Grog, the Guison, the Fanny together. How go with James, put that on the shirt. Omega, where is it? We've been saying it since last week. Netsky having the Harith, perfect. You couldn't ask for more for what Omega showed to us here this series.
And again, let's say it, man. There was some questionable decisions there in that game for sure from Team Falcons.
Not all is well in the Falcons' nest. That much is for sure. But again, these are still the best pure athletes in the game. They always will be. I just hope that the next week is enough for them to recalibrate and recover. GG, well played, Team Falcons PH.
Again, they take their bow here. Hopefully they go ahead and get some time and some rest. They definitely deserve it, and they can come back stronger in week 3. Again, it's still early here in the regular season. They still have plenty of weeks to go ahead and turn things around for Team Falcons and all their fans out there. But right now, too, this just goes to show how competitive, once again, this season is. Smart Omega it looks clean. Again, this is a version of Smart Omega maybe we haven't seen in a while, but I can't wait to hear from them on their winners interview. Let's throw it over on stage with Hans, Odin, and Smart Omega.
Now this is a way to end week 2. Once again, your winners, Smart Omega! An incredible sweep na nakita natin mula sa barangay. Coach Lembot, I want to be able to talk to you first. So I'll give this to you. Kanina kasi, noong game number 1, I was watching at the audience. Nakikita ko kayo sa player area. Nung nanalo kayo noong game number 1, you had a sigh of relief. You had, parang natanggalan ka ng tinik sa lalamunan. How does it feel to be able to win that game number 1? Ano bang motivation mo kung bakit kailangan maipanalo nyo tong larong to?
Motivation, syempre yung family. Tapos sobrang saya nung nalabas namin yung tunay na laro namin.
I like it. Nailabas na nila completely kung ano ba talaga ang bagong barangay for Season 16.
That's right. I am impressed dahil na-sweep nyo to ngayon. And pumunta muna tayo to someone na matagal na rin talaga nating nakasama, which is Haji. Haji, ang tagal na namin na nakasama ka here sa MPL, no? Ikaw rin ang isa sa tinaguriang kasama sa Brawl era. Kasama ni na JP, ni na Carl, and Few. Anong masasabi mo sa legacy na meron na kayo dito sa MPL?
Legacy? Ano sabi ko dun?
Legacy na ang meron kayo.
Oh, you know what, Haji? Pwede nating ibahin ng konti. Ano ba yung pakiramdam mo? Nagbabago ba whenever you compete? Kasi ang tagal mo nang nandito eh. You've been here since like what? Season
Lightning! Flash!
Night falls. Let the killing begin.
Welcome to Mobile Legends! Five seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed!
I'll devour the light from this land. Scurry and hide! The shadows are coming for you!
First blood!
The slaughter begins! Tremble!
An enemy has been slain! Ally has been slain! Is not ready. Initiate retreat! Union?
I'll free you from your flesh!
Slain an enemy! An enemy has been slain! Union? Union? Ally has killing spree! Shut down! Initiate retreat! Ult is not ready.
Reborn in shadow.
Initiate retreat! An enemy has been slain! An enemy has been slain! Ult is not ready. Double kill! Double kill! Ult is ready. Been slain. Union, our turret is under attack. An unstable network. Union, unstable network. Your turret is under attack. Unstable network. Unstable network. Enemy double kill. Enemy triple kill. Shut down. Our turret is under attack.
Darkness
Our turret has been destroyed. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Union. Double kill. Triple kill. Slain an enemy.
The slaughter begins!
Launch attack.
Scream, my brave!
Ult is ready. Mega kill. An enemy has been slain. Ult is not ready.
It's over!
You have been slain. An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Killing spree.
Reborn in shadow.
Union. Ult is not ready. Slain an enemy. You have been slain.
Curse you.
Ult is ready.
Darkness renews me. I shall usher in the night for their
Ally has been slain.
The slaughter begins!
Down. You have slain an enemy. Enemy double kill. Ult is not ready. Shut down. Enemy rampage. An ally has been slain. Union, our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed.
Reborn in shadow.
Our base is under attack. Launch attack. Shut down. You have been slain.
Curse you.
An ally has been slain. unstable network.
Darkness renews.
Yun na yun? Killing spree! An ally has been initiate retreat! Double kill! Ult is ready. Mega kill!
Darkness renews me.
An enemy has been slain! You have slain an enemy!
Feel the sting. Feel the sting.
Slain an enemy! Yun na yun? Your team destroyed a turret!
When night comes, these deadly stingers are out for blood.
Initiate retreat!
Tremble!
Initiate retreat! Yun na yun? Initiate retreat! Yun na yun? Ult is not ready. Shut down! Ult is not ready. An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain. Shut down! Initiate retreat! An enemy has been slain. Enemy double kill.
Gift.
Yun na yun?
Reborn in shadow.
Request backup! Our base is under attack!
Begin!
You have slain an enemy!
Calling the weak.
Defeat! Swivel! Swing! Flash! Not bad! I'm strong. Real strong.
Sir, what's your command?
Welcome to Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed!
Circle swing! My brother and I will shoulder the family glory.
First blood!
Where are you looking? I am here. Don't mind me, just a little birdie passing by. Ah, darn it! I went a bit too far. Don't dress in a gown for the close combat.
Needlework?
Not my thing.
Yun na yun? Fully exposed! Ally has been slain.
Any place is within reach for me. I'm planning on a surprise attack.
An enemy has been slain.
I will fight alongside you, brother. Some birds are never meant to be caged.
An ally attacking the turtle. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Yun na yun?
Fully exposed! I'll show you how to dance in midair.
An enemy has been slain.
Any place is within reach for me.
Ally has been slain.
I'll show you how to dance in midair. Don't mind me, just a little birdie passing by.
Yun na yun? Initiate retreat.
Understood. Don't dress in a gown for the close combat.
been slain. An enemy. Double kill.
I went a bit too far. You tag-alongs can't even touch my shadow.
Sorry.
Some birds are never meant to be caged. Where are you looking?
Fully exposed! An ally has been slain. Killing spree!
Needlework? Not my thing. My brother and I will shoulder the family glory.
Destroyed the turret has been slain. An ally has been slain. Fully exposed! Mega kill! Yun na yun?
I will fight alongside you, brother.
Slain.
I'm planning on a surprise attack. Where are you looking? I am here.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill. An ally has been slain. Triple kill. Shut down. Enemy turret has been destroyed. Fully exposed! An enemy has been slain. Good game. Okay.
Step, circle, swing. My brother and I will shoulder the family glory.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
Don't mind me, just a little birdie passing by. I'm planning on a surprise attack.
Killing spree. Good game. Okay. Fully exposed.
Don't dress in a gown for the close combat. Ah, darn it! I went a bit too far. Where are you looking? I am here. Any place is within reach for me. I'll show you how to dance in midair. Oh, darn it! I went a bit too far. Where are you looking?
Fully monster kill. Team destroyed and a turret slain. Double kill.
Needlework?
Triple kill.
Not my thing.
Yun na yun?
Why, that was amazing!
Some birds are never meant to be caged.
Your team destroyed a turret.
I will fight alongside you, brother.
Fully explode.
Darn it! I went a bit too far.
Mega kill. Initiate retreat. Shut down. Your team destroyed a turret.
I went a bit too far.
Our turret is under attack. Fully exposed. Yun na yun? Our turret has been destroyed.
You tag-alongs can't even touch my shadow.
Gather at the Lord! Understood.
Step, circle, swing!
Our turret has been destroyed. Fully legendary!
Darn it! I went a bit too far. You tag-alongs can't even touch my shadow. Darn it! I went a bit too far.
Fully exposed! Legendary! Yun na yun?
Darn it! I went a bit too far. Some birds are never meant to be caged. Where are you looking? I am here. I'm planning on a surprise attack.
Launch attack!
Darn it! I went a
Legendary!
Don't mind me, just a little birdie passing by.
An enemy has been slain.
Where are you looking? I am here. Don't dress in a gown for the
An
close
enemy
combat.
has been slain. Our turret has been destroyed.
I went a bit too far.
Attack! Our turret is under attack.
My brother and I will shoulder the family glory.
Shut down. Launch attack. An enemy has been slain. Initiate retreat. Okay.
Understood.
Initiate retreat. Okay.
Needlework? Not my thing.
Fully exposed.
I'll show you how to dance in midair.
Mega kill. Ally has been slain. Killing spree.
Darn it! I went a bit too far.
Shut down.
Not bad.
Any place is within reach for me. I will fight alongside you, brother. Where are you looking? I am here.
An enemy. Shut down.
Darn it! I went a bit too far.
Yun na yun?
Where are you looking? I am here.
Fully explode!
Turret is under attack.
Darn it! I went a bit too far. You tag-alongs can't even touch my shadow. Where are you looking? I am here. Darn it! I went a bit too far.
You have been slain. Under attack. Enemy double kill. Our turret is under attack. The enemy has slain destroyed. Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our turret is under attack.
I'll show you how to dance in midair.
Our turret has been destroyed. Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
Where are you looking? I am here. Some birds are never meant to be caged.
Enemy rampage. An ally has been slain. Our inhibitor turret is under attack. An enemy has been slain.
Where are you looking?
Our turret
I am
has
here.
been destroyed. An enemy is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed.
Defeat.
Young as I am, I could guard the Empire with my life. I'm strong. Real strong.
Welcome to Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed!
I can protect you. Now's my chance.
Launch attack!
This world is cruel, but it's also beautiful.
Good game!
Got it! Fight! 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 It's a cruel world, but I have a place in it. It's been all around me. Forever. But I always think the other way. Got it!
Request backup!
Understood.
Launch attack! Okay, an enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Unstable network. Launch attack! Launch attack! An ally has slain the turtle. Okay.
If I win, I live.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
If there's a decent shot, why not take it?
An enemy has been slain.
So why? Why am I struggling? We do what we must to live. Where there's a will, there's a way.
An enemy has been slain.
It's gonna get ugly. And when it does, the plan goes out the window.
Ally has been slain.
Just remember the basics and you should be fine. No need to try and fit.
Retreat.
Choice do we have?
Double kill.
The world's a cruel place. Thank you. It's a cruel world, but I have a place in it.
Killing spree. An enemy has been slain. Good game.
If I can't beat them, then I die.
Request backup. Ult is not ready. Your team destroyed a turret. Your team destroyed a turret.
inadvertently dulled both of the blades.
Request back. Gather up the turtle. An enemy has been slain.
Step aside or die! Whatever it takes!
Shut down.
It was a good life.
Killing spree. Request gather at the turtle. Gather at the turtle. Okay. Ult is not ready. Your team destroyed
I'll never
a
give up
turret.
again. If things take a turn for the worse, I want you to come find me. Right?
An ally has been slain.
Got it! So why? Why am I struggling? Got it!
Mega kill.
Fight! Fight! Fight!
Mega kill.
Where there's a will,
You
there's
have
a way.
slain an enemy. Your team
What choice do we
destroyed
have?
a turret.
Step aside or die!
An enemy has been slain.
Calm yourself. We haven't got time.
Ult is not ready. The turret.
There's a lot more to fighting and combat than just throwing your life away in vain.
Have been slain. Request backup. An ally has been slain. Unstoppable!
Thank you. That was it. There won't be another opportunity.
Shut down.
You want to live. You have to fight. Where there's a will, there's a way. I'm happy to demonstrate my own technique on you. Where there's a will, there's a way. This world is cruel, but it's also beautiful.
Killing spree. Request backup. Okay.
Where there's a will, there's a way. Got it!
Slain an enemy. Double kill.
Got it!
Mega kill. Wiped out. Your team destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
We do what we must to live.
Request backup. Your team destroyed a turret.
Whatever it takes! It was a good life. That was it. There won't be another opportunity. If there's a decent shot, why not take it?
Monster kill!
If I win, I live. It's a cruel world, but I have a place in it. If things take a turn for the worse, I want you to come find me. All right?
Launch attack! Okay.
This is gonna get ugly. And when it does, the plan goes out the window.
Mega kill! Double kill! Wiped out.
Union? Where there's a will, there's a way.
Monster kill! Wiped out. Initiate retreat!
They've been all around me. Forever. But I always look the other way.
Team destroy the turret!
Now's my chance! Where there's a will, there's a way.
Legendary! Double kill! Triple kill! Godlike!
Whatever it takes to live! The world
Wiped out! Victory!
The purple dragon is ready anytime.
Welcome to Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops destroyed.
Our cosmos make the toughest. The battle has already begun.
Initiate retreat. Request backup.
I'm not fighting alone when I don the Libra claw.
Request backup.
I gratefully accept the loan of the Libra claw. Don't ever expect me to rest on my laurels. Your Cosmo dies out.
Initiate retreat.
I can't turn my back on my comrades and go on living. It's weird that I don't sense many Cosmos here. I swore to defend justice. It is noble to battle for justice, but it is just as exalting to love someone.
Launch attack.
Sorry, but I'm in a rush. For I am a knight of Athena.
The enemy has slain the turtle.
Cosmos here. Like a part of my body. Too late for you now! I gratefully accept the loan of the Libra cloth.
Good game.
A tool of justice. I swore to defend justice.
An enemy has been slain.
Yun na yun?
I'm not. Take the dragon secret move!
Has been slain.
For I am a nut.
Request backup.
Understood.
I'm seeing the goddess of victory.
Launch attack. Okay. Our turret has been destroyed. An enemy has been slain.
Don't ever expect me to rest on my laurels. It is noble to battle for justice, but it is just as exalted to love.
Mega kill!
I'm not fighting alone when I don the Libra cloth. like a part of my body.
An enemy has been slain.
I gratefully accept the loan of the Libra cloth. It's weird that I don't sense many cosmos here.
Your team destroyed a turret.
Time to move.
The enemy has slain the turtle.
Good job!
An ally has been slain.
Our cosmos make the toughest arrow. I swore to defend justice and peace. Dragon, ultimate secret move! Sorry, but I'm in a rush.
An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Don't ever expect me to rest on my laurels. I can't turn my back on my comrades and go on living. I swore to defend justice and
Our turret has been destroyed. The turret.
takes.
Our turret has been destroyed. Our turret is under attack. Launch attack. Okay.
The dragon has come back from the abyss.
An enemy has been slain. Request backup.
Our cosmos make the toughest arrow.
An ally has been slain.
Tool of justice. The battle of the gods is now. Don't ever. I'm not fighting alone when I don the Libra cloth.
Our turret is under attack. Request backup.
Understood.
I gratefully accept the loan of the Libra
Our inhibitor
cloth.
turret is under attack.
Too late for you now. I can't turn my back on my It is noble to battle for justice, but it is just as exalted to love someone.
Double kill. Launch attack.
I am a knight of Athena.
Gather at the Lord.
Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. Your team destroyed the turret.
I'm not
Our
fighting
inhibitor
alone
turret
when I
is under
don the
attack.
Libra cloth. The battle of the gods is now ceased.
Gather up the lords! Hang in there.
I can't turn my back on my comrades and go on living. It is noble to battle for justice,
Destroyed a turret.
but it is just as exalting.
Enemy has slain Lord. Enemy double kill.
Don't give up. Let's try again.
Ally has been slain. Our
The
inhibitor
dragon
turret
has
is
come
under
back
attack.
from the
Slain.
abyss.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
For I am a knight of Athena. Dragon's ultimate secret
Slain an
move!
enemy.
Like a part of my body. It's weird that I don't sense many cosmos here. Take the dragon secret move! Your cosmo dies out. Whatever it takes.
An enemy has been slain. Your team destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
The dragon has come back from the abyss.
An enemy has been slain. Request backup.
The battle of...
Launch attack. An ally has been slain.
It is noble to battle for
Your team
justice,
destroyed a turret.
but it is just... Dragon's ultimate secret move! Our cosmos make the toughest arrow. It's weird that I don't sense many cosmos here.
Enemy has slain Lord. You have been slain. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
god of death doesn't
Ally
seem
has
to
been
want
slain.
me.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack. An enemy has been slain. Our turret has been destroyed.
Take the dragon's secret move!
An ally has been slain. Enemy unstoppable. Killing spree. Shut down. Enemy dominating. Good game.
Don't ever expect me to rest on my laurels. A tool of justice.
Our inhibitor turret is under attack.
Ultimate secret move! Too late for you now. The battle of the gods is now.
Launch attack. Request back. Launch attack.
Our cosmos make the toughest arrow.
Understood.
Launch attack.
Understood.
I'm not fighting alone when I don the Libra cloth. I swore to defend justice and peace.
An ally has been slain.
Time to move.
Union.
It is noble to battle for
Ally
justice,
has been slain.
but it is just as exalted to love someone. I can't turn my back on my comrades and...
Launch attack.
It's weird that I don't...
Slain an enemy.
Understood.
Take the dragon's secret move!
Enemy godlike. Launch attack.
Understood.
Your team destroyed a turret. Enemy legendary. An enemy has been slain. Ally has been slain. Launch attack.
Understood.
An enemy has been slain.
The god of death doesn't seem to want me.
Shut down.
Our cosmos make the toughest arrow.
Request backup. Okay.
I gratefully accept the loan of the Libra cloth. Don't ever expect me to rest on my laurels.
An ally has slain Lord.
The evil dragon, ultimate secret move! The evil is gone.
An enemy launch attack.
I will defend justice and peace. Like a part of my body.
Double kill.
I can't turn my back on...
Triple kill.
That was amazing!
nagbabago.
Personally, that is my favorite meta. It was a meta that defined a good year or two in MLBB esports, and I'll tell you now, casting has grown, the pacing of the game, because of the jungle, utility jungle.
Okay, now that you added the last little segment there, I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see it. I still wouldn't vote for D though.
I think.
What would you vote for?
I would definitely go for C, Echo Express.
I'm like a tie between B and C because of how influential it was to where we eventually are now. Because the Ube Express birthed the Echo, Echo Express.
And you know what's cool is today we still see versions of all of those. And that's why I'm always so happy, you know, talking about the current meta that we have, how it's developed, and we get iterations of everything we've seen. So before that, let's go ahead and welcome out the teams to the stage for our matchup.
Can the defending champions recover and give the Minds their first loss? It's Sanford, Carl Tizzy, Sanji, JP, and Oheb, Team Liquid, Philippines! In their way is a team that stands undefeated so far. Lansu, Sean, Kaloy, Nosha, and MP the King, Twisted Minds! To oversee and uphold the tournament's integrity, our marshals, Joshua, JJ, Patrick, and Jeff. And the coaches for the two teams, Coach RC and Coach Eson. MPL Arena, you know what it is! Make some noise!
Here we go, the drums are out, and as the Liquid Girly, as you explained yourself, Leo, take us through the lineup here.
You know what, let me rephrase. As a loyal member of the cavalry,
there it is.
People often ask, where is Liquid? Or when is Liquid playing? No one's asking, how is Liquid? And here, going into this matchup, I'd say they're not out of the woods just quite yet. Sure, they've started to go back to their winning ways, but it's clear that they don't have a grasp on the metagame as much as they have in MSC. In MSC, they were unstoppable. Now I'm wondering what's bothering Coach RC. What is in the minds of our defending champions?
Speaking of the minds, let's go ahead and twist it a little bit further as we take a look at the lineup here for Twisted Minds.
In the minds of this team is one thing: victory.
Yes, sir.
And you just see it in the confidence of how they play, how Kaloy, Lansu, Sean, and Nosha have fit into this league alongside the very experienced MP the King, and told the rest of the world, hey, kind of looks like we've been here for what? 15, 16 seasons now too.
Yep.
These young men have turned into superstars in a span of 2 weeks.
This is insane. I mean, look at the first blood stat alone. Look at all the stats for Twisted Minds. Again, that's what a lossless record is going to do for you, an undefeated record is going to do for you. They are just doing so much. Plus, the hero pool is pretty impressive. I mean, even for TLPH, they've brought out one more than Twisted Minds, but I feel like even in seasons past, when Twisted Minds came to the forefront here, we always looked at them as the team to go ahead and test the bounds of the draft, test the bounds of the meta, and so far they've been able to do that and make things work, and I think that's what the beauty is.
It's the perfect storm. You give Coach Eson and Coach Bonchan tabula rasa, just 4 rookies who have infinite mechanics and game IQ, not to mention a connection, and then you put MP the King in the middle of that masterpiece, and you've got a magnum opus in the works.
You've got that, and it's proved to work really well for them now. Again, you know, after this, we're going to continue to see it, because this could be a huge thing for Twisted Minds moving forward if they're able to get the win here. But before that, we're going to go ahead and throw it over to our smart ping test to see how our players prepare for the match.
Ingat pre mga ano yan pre undefeated. Basta pre, wag lang natin maliitin. Wag natin maliitin ang mga to pre, MDL chocks to pre. Fokusan lang, fokusan.
Hello guys! Ready na ba yung mic check natin dyan guys? Papasok na dito yung buong pamilya ko guys. Kasi it's TLPH time na guys ang pinakabangan na. Motivation lang pre. Feel ko kaya naman manalo kasi manonood yung
buong motivation ko eh. Hello? Ay, naka-checkpoint pala ako guys. Sorry, di ako masyado nagsasalita. Nakapokus kasi ako ngayon eh. Baka kasi bugbugin ako ni Oed eh. May trauma pa ako kay Oed kasi nung sibol ginawawa niya ako eh. Kaya di talaga natin siyang fokusan guys. Hindi biro ang Idol Oed natin. Ano, Idol Oed, kung maririnig mo man ito mamaya, sana pagbigyan mo ako kahit ano lang. 1 win. Masaya na ako sa 1 win. Makaisa lang. Guys, si Oed ang sinasamba ko guys. Position walang sinasamba ako, si Oed sinasamba ko. Kasi isa siyang real GOAT. MSC champ, BPI rich guy. Marami siyang pera. Sana patawarin ka ng Panginoong may kapal, Oed. Kasi sobrang dami mo ng pera, Oed. Bigay mo na sa amin yung laro na to. Shoutout sa panonood, guys. Medyo dumadami na yung ano, guys. Lalo na sa pamilya ko, guys. Buong bloodline ko papunta eh. Sasayangin ko yung oras nyo. Di ko kayo bibigyan ng magandang laban. Gusto ko, uuwi na kayo agad. Tapos bad trip kayo sa akin kasi talo na kami. Itutuloy ko na yung theory ko, guys. Tapos na ang August mamayang gabi. Sa mga nakasurvive ngayong buwan, guys. Maraming salamat sa inyo, guys. Kasi salt air ngayon, guys. Kung alam niyo yan, guys. Salt air with a rose on your door. I never needed anything more.
We might as well have called that nausea pink test.
Yeah.
Because that's all about I was there for like a couple seconds.
That felt like a live stream. I thought for a moment you get a ding, the notification you get.
For a guy who says he's locked in and doesn't have much to say,
yeah,
Nosha had a lot to say.
He does. I feel like we've seen him now a couple of times through our smart ping tests. Again, he seems to be one of the more like vocal ones, I guess, when he's got the camera on him. Even in some of the interviews that we've seen with him. So that's how they prepare. But I think again, keeping up that maybe it's the secret to the sauce here for Twisted Minds, like that light-hearted attitude, like reaching up against some of these most difficult opponents, gets them the win.
And I think this is a product of their school of hard knocks approach to MLBB. They know how difficult it is to come up as an amateur player, because they grinded their way to this spot now, and everything that comes their way is just easy peasy.
Right now, this is coming our way. It's going to be the Howl once again with Wolf to go ahead and take us through the Infinix keys to victory.
Welcome to The Howl. This is Wolf bringing you the Infinix keys to victory. It's Twisted Minds going up against TLPH. At ang huling pagkikita ng dalawang teams na to, sobrang one-sided para sa mainit na Team Liquid PH no Cebol qualifiers. Kaya nga lang, baliktad na ang sitwasyon ngayon. Ang mainit sa ating liga is Twisted Minds ang ating mga rookies. At para manalo sila sa series na to kontra sa TLPH, all they have to do is to deny the Granger. Naalala natin nung last time na nagkita sila, yung Granger yung pinamalaking problema. At hindi lang to basta sa pag-ban o kaya pag counter pick or pag deny pick, pwede na rin nilang gawin dito ay talagang i-counter yung hero na yon. Dahil kung maalala natin na malaking problema si Oheb sa Twisted Minds with that Granger. And also, kailangan nilang i-twist yung ating laban gamit ang rotations at hindi yung draft. Ang ibig sabihin nito ay wag sila masyadong mag-overthink sa kanilang mga draft choices at mukhang hindi naman nila ginagawa yun. Hindi nila kailangan ng lason picks laban sa TLPH. Ang kailangan nila ay paglason with their rotations na nakita natin ay effective in their past series. Para naman sa TLPH, they have to watch out for the level 2 power spike ng Twisted Minds. And although this is really funny to hear, talagang meron silang kakaibang power spike kapag level 2 sila, nag-group up sila as 4 around the Little Wanderer area at dun sila nakakuha ng malaking win in the early stages of the game. For TLPH, they also have to win the first turtle dahil ito na yung pinaka-importanting objective. To be fair, TLPH has been known as a team na talagang napakalakas sa first turtle fights at makikita din natin to later on for sure na ifo-focus ng TLPH. They just have to control it at dito na magugulo yung laro ng Twisted Minds. Kaabang-abang ang bakbakan na to. So, punta na tayo dito sa draft. Back to the casters.
Thank you so much, Wolf. And that's once again the Howl there at Infinix Keys to Victory. Renmar, I gotta ask you, so is this just very specific to TLPH where it's, in this specific matchup, like the first turtle, is that important that they really should focus on it?
Yeah, it seems like the common theme is you're really gonna have to respect what Twisted Mind brings to the table in terms of their aggression and their rotations. So we've already heard from Coach Bonchan throughout the multiple eras of our league how he puts a lot of importance in the first and second turtle fights, not just within that little bubble, but how the side laners are moving around the first and second turtle. So it really goes to show just how much Twisted Minds have honed in on that importance, how they've gotten success through that, and why Team Liquid needs to respect it.
that level 2 power spike as well. Seems to be the case for a lot of the teams that we're seeing here, but also here specifically, I felt TLPH can do that themselves, but also Twisted Minds in their games leading up to this point, they've showed us a lot of this situation where they can get the start going really early on and then lean in on that. And so that's twist the rotations, not the draft here, but I feel like they do both, honestly.
And that's what's scary about this team, the new hotness in Season 16. The fact that you don't even see it coming when they're about to pull the plot twist on you. They could be drafting a normal lineup, and then suddenly they pull something from out of nowhere that even the most popular streamers and content creators haven't even shared just yet. That's how lethal a team that takes the game as lighthearted yet as seriously as Twisted Minds does.
Like this, as you were explaining that lightheartedness, you see them trying to, Oheb and Nasha here, trying to connect the burger or the heart. But looking at their stats across them too, I feel like, again, Nasha has shined the most because of just the games that Twisted Minds has have. But we see this where I feel like some teams really play into their gold laners, and others are able to go ahead and capitalize on that portion of the game where it allows the gold laners to get online at their own pace.
Ain't that the hot button topic in the past week?
Yeah.
Who are the best gold laners and what are their attributes? We now know, given the multiple international titles that Oheb was won and the multiple MPL titles he has under his belt, where does Nosha fall under that? Like, what kind of gold laner is this young man?
Yeah, that'll be determined over time. So far, it's been someone who is not afraid to take the reins of the moment when you need the gold laner to make a play, the play to turn the game around. He will take it. The last time we really got to see a player like that shine under Coach Bonchan was in Season 7 when he got a young gold laner by the name of Oheb in Blacklist International. Yep. So the fact that Twisted Minds, what I love about hearing from their answers in interviews, they always put a lot of that importance of reminding each other what their roles are and reminding each other to check your head, be level-headed, don't get too hyped. Their interviews always go around that theme in terms of what Coach Bonchan and Coach Eson teach these young men. And then if a majority of you are 3 dudes making their MPL debut, one hungry to make a name for himself again, this time a much better name in Lansu, the fact that they're so open to that is just very telling of where this team could potentially head towards.
And it's refreshing.
Yeah.
It's nice that a team that, again, did not really have to prove themselves are checking everyone and saying, look, this is how we play.
Yeah.
And we're in the lead. We have a streak. You're the champions. Do something about it.
This is my biggest twist so far here for Season 16 was seeing how good they've been. And you can see it. Like, even when you get the little bit of camera works for Twisted Minds, like, you can tell that they are, having some fun with it. But also when it comes time to the game, they're really locked in here. So jumping in the draft for Game 1 in this best of 3 between TLPH and Twisted. We got TLPH on that blue side, and you saw they've got a 25% win rate right now on the blue side. Still going that way, and Twisted over here on the red. The bans are done for the first phase. The YSS is open.
Let's see if Team Liquid will be locking that right away. They go for the Jushin instead. It's a priority for Sanji. They're willing to give one of the MP the King's most successful picks so far this season in the YSS. Undefeated, 2-0 is his record. So Twisted Minds will most likely be getting that and then getting a strong presence that could potentially help hold the front line. Maybe a Roam EXP Flex as one of their first 2 picks.
Okay. Roam XP. Again, it's funny because even do they pick up their mid laner too here, or do they just wait for the red 3?
Well, there's a Roam EXP Flex, maybe a Harith also to pair alongside with him. No, they go for the Kimmy instead. So these are 2 heroes who actually have, as we mentioned earlier, a strong level 2. Once they both have that, it's difficult to trade with them against the center of the map. So Liquid look for stability in the EXP, stability in the mid, and stability in the jungle. Liquid's being a little bit more conservative here, while Twisted Minds with one of their best picks for Lansu, actually this Uranus gets respect banned by teams this season. They end up picking it up.
That's an MVP performance, Uranus. So Liquid knows what they're walking into by not banning it and by Lansu picking it this early in the draft. Oh, we have in our presence here the ladies of Team Liquid who competed at MWI.
Oh, they're here.
Yeah. I missed it. I missed it on the screen.
It's good to see them back in the arena.
They made it.
Yeah, and they actually spent a lot of time last season also coming to MPLPH to watch live, so it's good to see the ladies here as well.
Yeah, good to see everybody here that made it out, of course, again, for our final day for week 2 here. Last couple bands coming out. There goes the Granger, the Gadakacha. Again, gold lane for Oheb. What are we thinking in his hands? The Moskov still up unless Twisted Minds takes it or is willing to go for the trade.
Okay, they get the Moskov because most likely Twisted Minds will end up with a Joy in the jungle. Liquid get the Hyrith away from the hands of Nausea, but Nausea, I think at this point, is building a name for himself as a Moskov in the gold lane. They bring back an old favorite in the chip, so now you're gonna think twice about picking a Joy in this scenario.
That's a Daddy JP special right there. He's re-debuting.
Yeah, re-debuting it. This is looking like shades of the utility meta we were just talking about with our community poll here. Now, last pick, they still need a XP. No, they still need a jungle.
That's right.
Joy, man.
Don't knock the fact that maybe the Uranus is the jungle.
Right.
Beat of the
All right, well,
never mind.
I was there with you, Leo. You know.
Yep. I wouldn't say it's the first time because we've seen James Banks of AP Brent try, but here we are. This is a much sounder pick in the jungle. The Joy in the hands of MP the King.
Yeah. So Team Liquid Philippines, I think they're looking at this from a very 5-man, at the same time macro focus, to see if they can overwhelm the young men of Twisted Minds through that. At the same time, because of the draft that they have, one of the main proponents as to why Twisted Minds do so well, MP the King, now he can't just do what he's done for majority of the season so far, which is let me just do what I want whenever I want, because I can count on the rest of Twisted Minds to be okay with me. And the stats show it, the early to mid game potential, the survival potential, and crowd control favor Team Liquid so much that the overall score in the lineup is almost double that of Twisted Minds, which goes to show how demanding the Twisted Minds draft is for game number 1.
Well, here we go. Before we jump into the Land of Dawn, you guys can let us know in the chat which team you think is going to grab Game 1 based off the draft here. Will it be Team Liquid Philippines or will it be Twisted Minds to surprise everybody a little bit further here? It's our last match for Week 2. We're jumping in to find out. Now, leading into the early rotations, one of the discussions that we had too earlier on about Twisted Minds was Sean's performance. The discussion of putting him up there with the S-tier mages, and I think he's done a relatively good job, but even this is a test now for him to go against, toe-to-toe with Sanji here.
Oh, Daddy JP tried to bother MP, but he wasn't having any of it, crossing the jungle a little too soon, and they're still going for the counter invade. Here comes Carl TZ to answer back. This is a big fight waiting to happen. Sanji forced the flicker out. That was almost a 4-man collision.
Yeah, it looked like Sanji was having difficulty getting that last proc up onto Sean and MP the King. That's why he ended up there. He tried to lift them up into the air and reposition them, but it just took too long. Hence why he had to burn that flicker out. And so that's one of the level 2 power spikes we're talking about with Twisted Minds at the center of the map. Once they hit those level 2s and MP the King gets his first buff, they usually go for a jungle invade.
Yeah, so the power spike difference here between he burned the flicker. So
he's got a sucker punch on the way out.
I was gonna say he's just like throws the spear, and but yeah, the power spikes for both these lineups are a little bit on a different timing, I'd say, aren't they, Renmar?
Yeah. The thing with the Team Liquid Philippines power spike now, though, is that if they can get an early kill, that's why they're so aggressive right now. Their power spike is going to feel so fast if they win Turtle 1 alongside getting an early kill. While for Twisted Minds, you know it's going to be there. They're playing around a Joy, a Kimmy, and a Moskov. It will arrive. It's not a question of when, but how.
Oh, Lansu almost gets punished, but not enough of CC. Now in comes MP the King. The damage is good. Lansu putting on stacks. And the Appraiser's Wrath taking MP the King down a quarter of his health. Not sure if he's healthy enough to go for this turtle as TLPH circle around the pit.
Yeah, they got the ultimate out too, so MP is going to fight for this.
Traction pulse starting it up. Sean dropping the artillery. Called execute with a retribution. Sanford backing off. Lansu takes him down. First blood over to Twisted Minds. Down goes Sean. JP punches him into the ground, but they're not done. They're trying to take down the goat, but he won't fall. Not without a trade. Down goes one. Another might fall. Sanji punishes Kaloy as he gets taken down. Lansu, the only one left from Twisted Minds in the scene. happy with what they got. Liquid scores.
Yeah, they were pretty sure they would have been significantly happier if Carl TZ didn't fall there, but the fact that they got significantly more kills over Twisted Minds, well, they're going to be definitely happy with that. First turtle, MP the King spots JP.
MP wants to take down JP. Sanji disincentivizes him. Nosha throws out the SOD. Not going to be pressing that button just yet.
Yeah, this is interesting too, because in that last fight that Twisted Minds decided to go for, even when Sean decided to swing on around, JP and Carl, well actually JP and Sanford did a great job at just kind of blocking things, and that's what they're going to have to be able to do, and that's why the Lapu Lapu once again works so well. Lansu can do the same thing for his team, but they're going for those setup potentials, and this is also the same thing, whereas like if MP the King isn't able to go ahead and pump out enough damage on this Joy, which should work synergistically with a Kimmy, we've seen this actually before, then they can play into Nasha. Now Nasha, as long as he doesn't get focused on, which I expect TLPH to do now as JP is setting up, they'll continue to put pressure up here because they know how that Moskov timing is going to work for this game here.
Team Liquid Philippines, you really need to acknowledge the Uranus-shaped elephant in the room, which is, well, Lansu. As much as you want to apply pressure onto Nasha, again, that power spike will arrive. But if you do not answer this Uranus early on, if he goes into minute 10, 3-0, 4-0, that Uranus can hold on and you'll be surprised. Wait, how come they're surviving so long despite us barely receiving any damage? Because you didn't get to answer the Uranus in the early to mid game.
Oh, here they go.
Lansu looking to sandwich TLPH. He gets caught by 3. The choke here by Sanji. Sean raining down the damage. Stanford pressing the bravest fighter. Kaloy answers back with the greatest glorious pathway, and now the SOD thrown out. Not sure if Nosha wants to press this. And look at that massive CC. Lansu takes down JP. He's not done. Wants to take down Sanji too, but Carl DZ falls. All of Twisted Minds are here, and they're going for the turtle. They do leave OHEB free to farm.
Just like Redmar said, if Lansu is not controlled, they're going to have to deal with that. Now he's sitting at 4-0.
Yeah, it also makes sense though. Twisted Minds had the 5 versus 4 advantage. OHEB could not have joined that. If he did, I would have been just as mad as when Super Marco used his SOD earlier. MP the King with an invade with the rest of Twisted Minds. Sanford got the orange buff though.
All right. Misplaced, but not stolen.
Yeah. Okay, so the map still opens up for Team Liquid, and that means OHEB is free to farm, as Twisted Minds puts a lot of focus into the second turtle of the game. Expect them to be very aggressive to take control of the third and then translate that into a push into the middle turret, or just an even bigger lead so that they don't even lose footing for the First Lord. That has been a Coach Bonchan and Coach Eson staple for all these years in MPLPH.
Oh, they want to fight again here, it looks like.
Whoa. How often does it happen that it's MP the King, the Joy who starts it up, gets choked up by Sanji, takes him down, the summon force used to keep Kaloy down. Here comes Lansu, not might be the best entry. Definitely a Liquid win.
Yeah, I don't think that's, I guess the timing, you know, MP the King jumping on him.
With him. Goes in for the Crimson Beacon, not enough stacks to choke Lansu out. Twisted Minds put in defensive position.
Yeah, I just want to say this is what we were talking about earlier. Because of the lineup that Team Liquid Philippines fielded, the MP the King standard so far this season of, okay, let me just go and do whatever I want because I have backup with me. It's so much riskier now as a Joy. You slip up, just, that was like what? Maybe 2 squares worth of distance in like MLBB math, and he got punished that easily?
Units.
MLBB geometry.
Yes.
You know, and they're going to hold it down in the mid lane. This next turtle's coming up in about 30, but you know, so far it's more so of that timing that Twisted Minds has to be careful of when they approach the fights, because TLPH, what we've seen them do in the past is even if they have a little bit of struggles or a little bit of a bumpy road in the early game, they're one of the teams that just adjusts so quickly within the game itself. And even so, they put pressure on the macro level here, so MP will go ahead and clear this out. He'll rotate in. I'm not sure. He'll grab the purple buff, but then this is where that fight for that turtle is going to come up here, and it depends how they want to play it out.
The MPL Cambodia alumni and champion sensed something was fishy. He knew that Daddy JP was hanging around the corner. Wild Walk sends over the MPL PH veteran down bottom. JP with a conceal, looking for an angle. Kaloy dropping the glorious pathway. Turtle here at about 10 health gets taken down by Carl D's retribution. 2-1 is the score for that. And now Sean displaced by Sanford. Lanzu gets choked out, taken down. Daddy JP punches him into the ground.
So this is what we were talking about. 5-man macro, micro play by Team Liquid Philippines, and the veterancy is what's coming through. Despite how technically and mechanically sound you are, Twisted Minds, those little tricks up the sleeve of Team Liquid Philippines, especially the timing of Sanford to push Sean all the way back, messed up the timing of Twisted Minds team fight.
That's exactly what I had my eyes on too. Sanford did a great job of doing that, but then even if they went for that fight, TLPH, it's so sound, the way that they're approaching the objectives, the way that their positioning is, and it's kind of hard for Twisted Minds in a way to adjust to that.
And Twisted Minds have to stretch and put themselves in weird positions to even answer for the possibility of JP's entrance. Now Lanzu here, once again, threatened to get choked by Sanji. What Lanzu is doing is criminal, trying to isolate 2 to 3 dudes alone. But what Liquid is potentially throwing over is much scarier. And Sanji is telegraphing that, building that second item, Sky Piercer.
Aloy, he's tanky enough to deal with this. They're just trying to keep this tier 2 up. Do they force a fight here? They clear out the minion, but the rest of the team is here.
Here comes the rest of the cavalry as Kaloy is forced to use the Glorious Pathway defensively. Oheb pushing in. That tier 2 down bottom. Sean gets taken down by Sanji. A stack over to the Chef's Piercer.
Look at how Team Liquid Philippines are taking every team fight. Again, this is just the veterancy. I like how Oheb and JP thought twice about joining the rest of the fight. When the SOT hit from Nausea, they waited. And when they saw that, okay, it would be too risky for Nausea to take it, that's when they decided to go forward. Carl Tizzy on the Swiss Army Fredrin has been the actual true roamer in this lineup, and he's zoning out and holding the front incredibly well for Liquid.
Oh, they're not letting Lanzu go. Zaman forced in by Oheb. That's a lot of damage. Appraiser's Wrath to take him down. Sanji served up another kill. Another stack.
The answer to this Uranus seems to be a whole lot of crowd control, and also Sanji bringing him back every time he tries to escape.
Yep. And you gotta add to that the itemization of JP and Carl TZ. They both rushed Radiant Armors because they knew MP the King and Sean would be their biggest problems at this point in the game. But then Carl TZ decided to rush the Blade Armor after that. So even at this point, Nausea can barely poke down Carl TZ.
MP the King almost gets brought underneath the Appraiser's Wrath, and they're not done. Kaloy might be forced to use the Revitalize, does pop it. Glorious Pathway as well. Lanzu putting stacks on Sanford. And look at the front line, Zaman forced by Oheb. Kill one, finds another. Lanzu, he already knows how painful this lineup is. Gets taunted back. So goes back from the back lines. And now here comes Nausea. MP dashing on through. That's a lot of damage from the Joy. Down goes JP. Sean gets taken out. And Nausea gets popped by 40. Lanzu follows up. Liquid ain't playing.
What a fight! The push and pull, the turnaround. Carl TZ was able to get the Appraiser's Wrath off in time, and then Sanford conserving his flicker so that he can close the gap between him and Nausea. I thought Twisted Minds would eventually win that, but Liquid were ready.
40 has no breaks. Bravest fighter on the MP the King to push him from out of defensive range. Kaloy gets taken down underneath the base.
That was in between it all. The base turrets. And TLPH isn't letting up. The Lord will be worked on. It's going to be cleared out. But now the mid wave. Sanford takes a couple shots and he'll swoop on out. But they want to go for this mid turn, and Twisted Minds, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to end the game here for TLPH, but it looks like they got what they wanted.
Carl TZ and JP continue to impress me this season with their performances. This is another highlight on the chip in the Fredrin. Carl TZ and JP, their interplay of, okay, I'm going to go forward, make sure that you're peeling for the back. So many times we've talked about the share of responsibilities between the EXP laner and Roam, but look how they juggled that. JP fell down here, but then Carl TZ eventually switched up so quick into, all right, let me be the guy protecting Oheb and Sanji, and let Sanford be the guy fronting now.
I'm really interested to know, the comms in some of these later fights, just because of how good it's juggled around. You can see how defensive they're built too, and why it's working.
Perfect itemization. You have all three frontliners going for Radiant Armor, Blade Armor as their priorities and defensive items. And that's exactly what you need to shut down the damage profile of the Joy and the Kimmy for the Radiant Armor and the Blade Armor for the Moskov.
It's working so well, the itemization here. Now they got 9,000 gold ahead of Twisted Minds. So now they're looking to cap out a couple more base turrets if they can, even before the next objective, but Twisted Minds will clear things out.
Oh, Sunshine is cutting it very close.
Yeah.
It's just the two of them. It's just the two of them here, and still they're that confident that they're not going to get caught.
Yeah, they still have to be careful though. This is one of the Team Liquid Philippines sicknesses. You're going for the siege, suddenly you get wiped.
Oh, let's see. A couple hits on this. They'll drop the Zombie Force just to get the turret. Discipline route, they'll back off. I don't think Twisted Minds wants to force anything with this, but Sanji's just going to keep toying with them with a lantern here.
Oh, ouch. Does get a few beads on Lansu, cuts him in half. Lord's going to spawn in the lower quarter. I think this is what Liquid is setting up. They're giving Twisted something to think about.
Yeah, despite Lansu starting 4-0, and that really cut it close to Team Liquid Philippines, giving a winning condition to Twisted Minds, they were able to recover quickly and put a lot of pressure onto that Uranus. Let's see if Nosha's going to try to throw an SOD to steal. Nah, they're not even going to try it. They're just going to wait as Carl TZ and Team Liquid will be marching with the Lord.
That's effectively what Sanji was avoiding. You see how he put himself right around the purple buff?
Yep.
Because he's trying to catch stray bullets.
Yeah.
Impressive.
You basically can too.
It's happened too often.
Yeah, it's happened many times. So they're going to go ahead and get ready to march in with this Lord. They still have that one base turret to get through for Twisted Minds, and this will be a difficult defense to pull off. This definitely is in tune of a game-winning push. There's the conceal though. TLPH in the base.
JP's got a flicker. Watch out for where he places that shortcut. Nosha backing off. The Glorious Pathway used defensively to stop the entry. FB the King takes down. Gets taken down one, and Lansu falls. Oh, heavy even without the Salmon Force. Nosha falls. Kaloi might follow up a shortcut just to make sure. TLPH stampede through. Slowly but surely taking game one.
And you can hear it there. TLPH. An express of their own, the Stampede takes game one.
Twisted Minds may have been impressive so far this season, and this is not the first time they got stomped like this, but it feels different because this one was liquid coded. Twisted Minds are going into this with a streak, who are known streak breakers.
Yep.
Team Liquid.
Team Liquid, man. It's Twisted Minds was doing so good up until they weren't. And again, this is TLPH playing this lineup that I don't know if we've seen this combination, this specific combination yet from of a team from TLPH with this utility, because this was a utility overload that worked out really well. This wasn't a debut for Chips, right? Like we've seen Chip one other time, I think maybe one time, but again, it worked so well with Carl TZ here, our game MVP for game one, making that Fredrin work so well with this Chip.
I feel like this is the second time this season that I wish you could actually have like dual MVPs, because Carl TZ and JP played this perfectly. Carl TZ would not have shined as much if JP didn't do his job properly, and vice versa.
And Twisted Minds wouldn't have had such a difficult time if not for how JP folded the map in half.
Yeah, because of the macro pressure applied by Chip. Again, the demand here for this Fredrin is to eventually become the roam. And then once the team fights break through and JP crumbles, then now suddenly you're talking to Sanford. Sanford, can you go forward? I need to stay back and help protect my backline. Yes, early on you saw Twisted Minds were putting a lot of pressure on this Fredrin and giving him difficulty, understandably so. But since Team Liquid Philippines said, you know what, in some moments we can take this because OHEB is farming up anyway, then when it eventually evolved into what we expected after the draft, which was just constant 5v5 stampedes by the cavalry, Twisted Minds were overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Logically speaking, this is so much more difficult than how Liquid showed it, because range-wise, Twisted Minds has them beat out.
Yep.
And damage-wise, like DPS, Twisted Minds should have them beat out too. So it really came down to execution.
It was the juggling, the constant juggling in all these team fights. I mean, even this, like between all this, fighting in that one little crevice, like was even. Whoa. See? That's just how much of a stamp. Was that a liquid effect?
I'm pretty sure that's what Twisted Minds felt.
I was gonna say, that was a bit of a liquid effect there, but yeah, it was the juggling between the composition that TLPH brought, and I don't think it could have been executed much better than it was here, especially once they got some of those defensive items that Renmar pointed out, you know, the Radiant Armors, the Blade Armors. They were ready to go and extend these team fights out and juggle between whether it was Carl TZ or JP and then Sanford. Sanford for a portion of the game was just to go ahead and put pressure on Sean so that he wasn't able to actually join a lot of the fights.
Yeah, and this isn't a super unique thing. It's almost always one of the main selections, but I think here especially, you get to see the importance of putting a tenacity on the Guison with the basic common emblem, and then of course going for the Brave Smite, because that little bit more survivability allows you to constantly be more of a presence, annoying presence that Twisted Minds has to try and withstand, with the crowd controls and the little bits of damage eventually piling up into huge return on investments for TLPH.
Yeah, even looking at this again, it was just one of those situations where you think Twisted Minds has a lot better of a time to put map pressure on, especially with like a Moskov, for example, or even what MP the King would have been able to do if he had a faster start on the Joy. But they only got one base turret too. They weren't really able to contest many of the objectives, and it fell quickly behind.
Now you mentioned map pressure. I think Liquid reintroducing Chip should make the Moskov more of, how do I say, a balanced commodity? Because right now, really Moskov is the only hero that's capable of going coast to coast. Now with Chip in the metagame again, I'm hoping he stays.
Yeah.
It's not so simple.
Yeah, and you also have to acknowledge that this was a blitz draft by Liquid. They went into this with intent. We are gonna lock in the Chip. If we see this are the pieces that Twisted Minds end up with, if they end up with the Moskov, we already have the Fredrid, we'll close out with the Harathon Chip. And once you saw that final draft picture, I was like, wow, okay, Team Liquid, I see where you're getting at. It demanded so much from them, but they made it work and they made it look easy.
This was premeditated, Joseph.
I was going to say, the draft went by super fast.
Yeah.
Probably one of the fastest drafts we've
They
had
had
this week.
dreams of playing this lineup in the MPL.
And again, there's not that many teams that will still reintroduce the Chip because he kind of fell off for a bit. I mean, he's still technically, he's not picked up often. The Louis Yi is another one of those heroes that almost served, I mean, the purpose where we saw so much Chip versus Louis Yi, but both of them have slowly started to creep back up again. And maybe they're answers to a lot of that, what we see with the Moskov and everything else. So again, it was great execution, and we know that JP himself, Daddy JP, loves that hero. He's probably missed playing it a little bit. But you know, all this is resemblance of what we were talking about even before, where this is that during that utility era, or that utility meta that we had, this is where the boys that are on TLPH got a lot of reps in on this, and now they bring it in this match for game one.
This is making me giddy.
Yeah.
The fact that this is possible in 2025 just as much as it was in early 2022.
2, 3.
And I feel like that game number one allows me to understand even more like where you were getting at in terms of like how much you love the utility jungle era, because after all those years we decided, you know what, it's so much easier to teach being great at mechanics. It's so much more difficult to really hone and own the whole utility-focused, macro-focused playstyle that the Philippines was known for so long.
Yeah, this was very interesting to just watch unfold. Again, the execution here that was needed for TLPH to make this work is little bits and pieces of all the metas that they've experienced throughout the course of the seasons and the eras itself, and it was on display here. And even in a sense, like if you looked at Twisted Minds, they had the same concept themselves, where it was like this is apparent of what the game plan was for them. They just weren't able to execute it. I think even said with the Uranus, like as Lansu started off really great, but there was immediate answer from TLPH. So before we move on to game number 2, we got to go ahead and throw it over to Odin for an interview with one of our guests out there.
The Cavalry mag-ingay! 1-0 na para sa TLPH, and right here with me is Jess Julian. Hello, welcome to MPL Arena. Ano nararamdaman mo ngayon na naka 1-0 na sila?
Sobrang happy po. Manifesting 2-0.
Manifesting sa resultang yan. And bilang isang fan, nakita kasi namin na meron kang ginawang artwork daw for OHEB. So, ano ba yung inspiration mo? Bakit si OHEB yung ginawan mo ng artwork?
Hindi lang siya bilang gift sana. Actually, gift ko yun kay OHEB nung birthday niya. Hindi ko lang nabigay. And then, tribute na rin kasi bilang champion sa pagiging MPL last season and then nung M6.
Ang ganda ng gawa mo. Kamukhang-kamukha talaga siya ni OHEB, no? And nung nabigay mo siya kay OHEB, ano na pag-usapan niya? Ano reaction niya sa iyong artwork?
Ayun, kahapon, sobrang happy naman niya. Ayun, okay.
Sobrang happy daw ni Oheb. O, ayan, nakikita mo si Oheb. Habang hindi pa siya naka-headphones, anong gusto mong sabihin kay Oheb?
Asa na yung video greet ko?
Ayan, siningil ka ng video greet. Oheb mamaya to, siningil ng video greet. Aabangan namin yan, Oheb ha. And, matanong ko lang, Jess, no, gaano ka na ba katagal na Fanny, Oheb?
Nung Blacklist International pa siya naging player.
So, matagal ka na talagang fan ng MPL.
Yes po.
So, kumusta naman experience mo dito sa MPL Arena?
Sobrang happy po. Grabe yung unexpected yung fulfillment ng nararamdaman ko ngayon.
Sana naman nag-enjoy ka with the cavalry, Mima.
Sobra po.
Oh, nag-enjoy ka ba kasama si Mima? Nag-enjoy ka kasama si Mima?
Oo naman.
Kilala mo ba to, Mima? Anong pangalan?
Jel.
Wow! Ang galing talaga ng leader ng TLPH community. Kilala. Oo, kilala. And speaking of Guhit Jess, sabi ni Mima, meron ka pa bang mga ilalabas na artworks for our players?
Actually, sa playoff ko na po ibibigay sa lahat ng players.
O yan, aabangan namin yan, Jess, ha? And where can we see more of your artworks?
Sa Facebook or TikTok na lang po.
Ano yung username mo para ma-follow namin?
Sa TikTok, ang username ko doon is Jisrael_Batalya.
Ayan. So, i-type nyo na yan, i-follow nyo na si Jess. Excited kami kung sino-sino pa yung mga muka na makikita namin as your artwork. And ano naman gusto mo sabihin sa The Cavalry? Kasi, mag-isa ka ba ngayon? So, ano gusto mo sabihin sa kanila? Kasi sila yung makakasama mo probably when you watch MPL live.
Ayun, todo lang natin yung support natin sa TLPH.
Yan. May gusto ka pa sabihin, Mima?
Let's go, Liquid! Ganun!
Let's go, Liquid!
Let's go, Liquid!
I love the energy na meron tayo dito sa The Cavalry. And ano pa ang gusto mong sabihin sa mga nasa bahay nila? Invite mo naman sila manood dito sa MPL Arena.
So ayun, sa mga gustong manood ng MPL PH, lalo na sa mga team Cavalry, halina kayo dito sa bili na kayo ticket.
Maraming salamat, Jess, and maraming salamat, TLPH The Cavalry. We are excited to see kung ano pa nga bang may papakita at may papalag din ng Twisted Minds against TLPH. And with that, balik na muna tayo sa ating mga casters.
Thank you so much there, Odin, and that is some amazing art. I would love to maybe ask him or commission if we can have one of us three.
What was his name, Joseph?
Jazz. I knew it was like jazz, but I was trying to listen, but I was listening to me.
That's what Mima Dar said.
Yeah, I was listening to Mima.
That was your best Channing Tatum impression ever.
Why Channing Tatum?
My name is
Jazz.
My name is Jazz.
That was the whole point.
Okay.
Comedic genius this
Comedic genius. I'm so
Comedic
glad.
genius. Joseph Charles will make a resume.
Hey, don't dox me.
What? I'm not doxing you. People know you're Guppy.
It's actually funny anyways because my name has been on all the lower thirds on other casts, and it's a full name. Anyway,
not the Omega part, but now it is.
Now it is. And what's next is Game 2. Yeah. Let's talk about Game 2.
The problem is, it's not even like a drafting for Twisted Minds. You can't blame them, but then how Liquid have prepared for this is crazy. They have done their homework. They have respected Twisted Minds and what they bring to the table. And it seems like that game number 1 was a premeditated draft prepared 4 weeks ago, even before the season started. That's how it feels like.
It's like they just knew.
It's like they just knew, exactly. The fact that, okay, here's the thing. If the casters are calling drafts so well, that means the pro teams are already a step ahead of that. So the fact that we saw the chip and then I believe that was a Harith, if I'm not mistaken, as well, as the last 2 picks, that was like the perfect bang, cherry on top of the ice cream cake sandwich.
Cupcake. Josh Cakes.
He's over there.
He's over there. We're jumping into the draft here, Game 2. Still got TLPH on the blue side. We got Twisted Minds over on the red. First phase is almost over. Is this looking to be about the same?
Yes, same so far. So exact same bans by Team Liquid Philippines. Twisted Minds though, let's see if they'll shift it up. Are they willing to give the 1-1? No, they are not. So will it just be another juice and rush for Liquid, or are they gonna take the Omega route and change something from the draft real quick to throw Twisted Minds off their game and say, hey, no, it's not gonna be exact?
Ooh, I wouldn't be surprised if it's still the Jushin though.
Yeah,
it fits in so many different compositions.
And when you're talking about Liquid's playstyle, they're rarely punished for the weaknesses Jushin has.
Yeah,
because of how specific their execution is and how excellent they're able to make it. But they're taking their time with this. They're really giving Twisted Minds a run for the money, but nope. Instead, here it is. Something I think Twisted Minds might do is they might ride hard on Yusen Shin this time around. It's weird that... Never mind. Yusen Shin got banned in the second phase last game. Now Liquid has no reason otherwise...
Oh my gosh.
to change either.
Dude, Liquid are just like...
What do you mean? Same.
What do you mean? Adjust. We're not adjusting. We're picking the exact same draft. They're forcing Twisted Minds. Okay, your turn to show different pieces.
You do something.
So they changed out the high loss, made it the Hayabusa, and then just kept the Uranus and Kimi.
But
they changed the joy.
Yeah, the joy. Like so, instead of the joy, it's the Hayabusa, and I feel like it's still sort of the same. He's just physical.
Although it does change the item prioritization.
Yeah, it does.
It makes them go harder to the Antikiras, but they still have to build the Radiant armor.
I guess that's the biggest difference. They'll ban the chip.
Now what? Now what, Daddy JP?
I think Twisted Minds still needs to respect the possibility of Hilda Roam for Team Liquid, and if they don't do that and they're not ready for it to show up, then they're just gonna get checked. So it's important what they're gonna end up with here in the gold lane, especially. It cannot be magic. It's most likely going to be physical. So if they want to avoid that, I think Twisted Minds needs one more source of burst or constant basic attacks. I actually love this Badang ban. So going into the draft, I was thinking, you know, if there's another thing that Twisted Minds can show up, it's with a Badang. Because how we talked about Badang does so well with messing up full 5v5 team fight flows. However, there's another pick that we saw earlier today that does that so well, the Grok. And I think Team Liquid Philippines will have to keep that in their minds.
What if they want it?
What do you mean?
What if Team Liquid wanted the Grok?
I'm assuming the Twisted Minds are just going to pick it as the fourth pick. But if Team Liquid Philippines rush the Grok, then Twisted Minds may have missed out on picking what could be a perfect pick for them.
To protect lives.
Yeah, I'll double down on that because Kaloy's high loss in game 1 really didn't feel like much. About 80% of the time, he was using Glorious Pathway defensively.
Yeah. It's one of those cases where, and it's funny because like they're going to be the ones that ban it out, but yeah, the high loss is always in that situation. I feel like it works in some cases, and then others, it's almost like the Gatakacha. Like if you're usually using your ultimate defensively, you use a ton of value. You're kind of just like a revitalize guy, you know. You're just there for the revitalize. So last ban is going to be the gold lane Harith. So what's left on the table? The Grangers are still up there too.
Yep. And the Moskov.
Yep.
Yeah, those are all going to be solid picks. However, if it's Hayabusa and Kimi together, maybe something that scales a little bit quicker. I'd like to see more AoE. I'd want to see their options of it open for a Beatrix. They're probably going to go for something like the carry or something, but... Okay, so they go for the Gatakacha. We're not going to get the Grok, so they're going to be adjusting their gold pick. I'm still leaning towards the ones that I mentioned. They take away a strong pick for JP, and you actually turn off the idea of them going for a Hilda Roam. So they might have gotten checkmated here because... What, are they just going to end up with a Minotaur so they have heal? Because you're going to need to balance out the fact that this Gatakacha will have Revitalize.
Yeah. If Baksha wasn't banned, then that's what you wanted, but nope.
What about Matilda?
Yeah, Fred, Matilda. Fred, Matilda, and Granger.
Strong mid trio.
Yeah, Fred, Matilda, Granger.
Yeah.
I think that's what they could do.
Matilda, Granger.
Yeah, that'll be solid. Or they can even go Matilda, Bruno. They can afford to.
Yeah, there's Matilda.
There it is.
Let's go, boys.
We got it. All right.
We've seen the Liquid Stampede too often.
So this is either. I mean, it might just really be a Moskov.
Probably just a Moskov.
But they might want to keep their minds open for something like still a Beatrix or Bruno.
Unless this is true to the twist.
Yeah.
Right. If it's not the Moskov, it's something different. Now, Bruno, would they even want a Bruno with this? Against this lineup? I mean, this is such a healthy lineup, too, TLBH. Alright, it's the Moskov, yeah.
Yo, I still feel like what I said earlier, Team Liquid Philippines know what Twisted Minds want.
Yep. Liquid seems to have found themselves once again in the current metagame.
Yeah.
They're so comfortable, and this is a draft that they've been rocking for the better part of a year now.
Yeah.
Even before OHEB, they've been playing this way.
Yeah, it just works.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, you see the pattern. Besides, take away the names of the heroes who put the positions. You get jungle, EXP mid first.
Yep.
Then gold laner and roam are the picks that you're playing for in the second phase.
Different strategies for different teams here. This is a little bit closer, I guess, in terms of the rating for Twisted compared to what we saw before. It was twice in favor of TLPH in the previous one, but I think they're still going to have some difficulty to make this work. You guys can let us know which team you think is going to get Game 2. Will it be a sweep for TLPH? Will it be the Stampede to finish out the series, finish out Week 2, or will Twisted Minds live up to what we've been seeing from them the past couple weeks and get us to a Game 3 here? We're going to find out. Let's jump into the Land of Dawn.
We're still looking for that plot twist. We know that Liquid is strong, but Twisted Minds have gone undefeated so far. Liquid is the next stop on their hit list of who's who in MPL Season 16.
Baby Kick started with a Team Liquid purple buff leash, while it was Kaloy and Sean who leashed for MP the King. And this is the typical trait that we see at the center of the map when there's a Kimmy slight delay intended by MP the King, or he might have just messed it up just a little bit, but
it happens.
Clear invade, no vision.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, wow.
The sandwich by Twisted, but Liquid ain't falling for it. JP put down to a fifth of his health.
Yeah, look at the gold laners too. Battle spell was used up by Oheb in the 1v1 up top. So, and then the Purify being used by JP. So right now, Twisted Minds playing with a little bit of momentum off of that, but again, I think with these lineups, it ultimately is going to just lead into the first objective, and that's why that was that, you know, Infinix key to victory in the Howl there, on why this first turtle is so important.
Yeah, the invade though by Twisted Minds failed. They weren't able to steal the Golem away from Carl Teasy. He was actually able to win that out thanks to the Lantern by Sanji, getting MP the King up in the air just in time and getting damage onto him and Sean. Good rotation downwards by Carl.
Here comes Carl, looking to sandwich Lansu, does get the taunt. Is that enough damage? Puts the ears about half health. Yep, TLPH ain't forcing nothing.
Yeah, they know they just have to wait. I mean, you're not really going to kill a Uranus here, even this early portion of the game. Need those items to go in and help deal with that, but it brings it to, you can see the rotate happening here. They're going to set up into that first objective. Mid lane is going to be a little bit of a focus, but just forced off. Carl Teasy will go ahead and start up the turtle.
Ooh, Liquid, very early to the pit. Puts the turtle about half health now. Make that a quarter, make that a fifth, a tenth. Oh, MP the King comes in a little too soon. The retribution, Carl Teasy secures. Kaloy down to an eighth of his health. Sanji coming in with the Crimson Beacon. Lansu to the left here. Forced the Flicker back. Twisted Minds put in defensive position. Even fighting for their own purple. Carl Teasy does not have a retribution. Does have the Appraiser's Wrath. And they get it successful. Grand Theft Purple.
That's basically like a mini retribution, right? The Appraiser's Wrath.
Yep.
He knew that MP the King used it earlier anyway.
Great timing there by Carl Teasy on how he secured that first turtle. I feel like he may have forced MP the King. There's a little move action that I may be missing out on because that was way too early for MP the King to use the retribution. Carl Teasy just popped his off perfectly the moment MP the King used his.
Uh-oh, JP in between two, circling Eagle, knocking them both up. I think he knows that there's not enough damage between MP and Kaloy to threaten him.
Yeah, just takes a trip in the air there, but again, it's crazy too. Sanford, look how many levels he has on Lansu. At least he's a whole level ahead.
That's the freeze.
The freeze right there.
A level and a half. Again, Team Liquid, they are just being so. This isn't an insult. It's just calling out. This is a standard set that we're seeing. The aggression, the push out by the Matilda, and then the Juice in together. Rotations on point. It's textbook there. That's a better term for it. And Twisted Minds, they are getting snuffed by it.
Yeah, it's almost like it's up to them to make the play, to press a situation or force one if they can. And TLPH knows they have this advantage, so they can play into it. Sanford as well will go ahead and continue to maintain that lead. Sanji?
MP the King comes in, threatens the shadow kill, but Sanji very quick to pop the Crimson Beacon defensively.
Yes.
They're waiting for the turtle. They don't want any rotations with no payoff.
Yes. Oh, Carl Teasy invading alone.
Again! Guilty! 2 counts of Grand Theft Purple, and he gets away scot-free!
So he just retreated, it looked like.
He did.
Yeah, he just took that, but
Wow.
This is an opportunity for Twisted Minds to go ahead and take the turtle here. But I think, again, you have this kind of mini retribution with the Appraiser's Wrath, so Carlteasy, or they might just delay it till that 15 seconds is up.
I don't think they're going to delay anything. They're still in the turtle pit. That's the Circling Eagle knocking up Lansu. Turtle at about 1/10 of its health. In comes Envy the King, securing the turtle. One for Twisted Minds. JP very low. All of Twisted Minds are here, and they're happy with the major objective. Still, no one has fallen.
Yeah, you see how Team Liquid Philippines, again, willing to give up objectives.
Yep.
Yes, they fought into that. Carlteasy was not able to use his retribution. I think he decided to save it because he knew that it was starting to look like a lost cause, especially when that SOT hit. You see how Team Liquid Philippines were thinking twice about their positioning. It seems like they also told OHEB, dude, just stay up there, push. We don't need you here. It's okay. We need you to farm. We're providing space for you, and Carlteasy kept this retribution alive so that if ever Twisted Minds invaded after that, they can pop the red tree to secure the purple buff for this Fred raid. Radiant Armor already up for the Fred, and Sky Piercer Hunter Strike already up for OHEB.
This is one of those longer games anyway for this lineup from TLPH.
OHEB starting it up against Nosha. Does find the other angle, the flicker forward, kill one. Draws first blood at 5.5 minutes.
Looks so good in the 1v1, but I can't believe that's the first blood at this point of the game, under 6 minutes.
That was terrifying. OHEB had no reaction to that. The player cam was on him when that kill happened, and he was just cold-blooded with it. Tower falls, and now Liquid can build off of what OHEB did up top. That gives them advantage for the turtle. That also gives them, inadvertently, advantage on the other side of the map, because now Twisted Minds has to think about holding on to their mid.
What I was going to say earlier, before that even broke out, was just, you know, this is a lineup that TLPH knows. Give time for OHEB to get online.
Sean drops the traction pulse, and they're all raining down on the goon. Carlteasy not able to press the Appraiser's Wrath fast enough to recover, but they are buying time. This is all for OHEB. He pushes the bottom lane.
Sidestepped also by the members of Twisted Minds, and now up top, good recovery by Twisted. So what felt like their map feeling smaller suddenly turned into a turnaround by catching Carlteasy off guard. Even though Sanji was there to help, Twisted Minds just decided to go all in on the Fred, and this third turtle will go to Twisted unless a miracle happens for Liquid.
Yeah, this is going to be the turtle in their hands. MP will grab it, but TLPH isn't worried too much. Again, mid lane.
Oh, they're looking for sweet revenge on Lansu. Circling Eagle, knocking him up. Not enough stacks on the Crimson Beacon to choke him. And Twisted Minds recollect themselves underneath Tier 1. Liquid. Now we're starting to feel that they're short on range.
Yeah, they're short on the range there, but also they just don't have enough firepower to deal with Lansu. Lansu is just putting himself in front, as he should on this Uranus, but he's also providing space for Nasha and then Sean. Carlteasy, you know, for the most part, he needs to build up into the next item here. He's already got the Radiant Armor. You can see this too. As soon as Sanford gets a little tankier himself, he can be a part of that. It's a little bit different now for JP, now that he's not on the chips.
Yeah.
But he can still provide a lot of that utility on this Matilda.
Yeah, but just remember, Chip actually does... Oh, wait, Sanford goes in?
40 with the bravest fighter. Wow. Putting it on Lansu. And they just push them all back.
Oh yeah, they really just want that tower. Yeah.
Oh wait, it looks like Twisted Minds ain't done with it. Circling all the way into the back line. JP pulls it before getting full collision. That's a push for OHEB.
Everything here seems to be for OHEB. Like, just give OHEB space. He'll get a turret, and it's a fight on the macro level for game 2.
Yeah, they have gone back to basics. Play around your gold laner. But then again, because of... Wait.
MP the King comes in, shadow kill. A little too much damage has been dispersed all throughout Liquid. And now Lansu gets caught up the choke in the tail end of the Appraiser's Wrath. That's a kill for Liquid.
San, and as well, the shield's coming from the Guiding Wind. Sanji goes to the back line. Sean able to get away, and the turret falls in mid. Twisted's map has now felt small again. 2,100 is their gold lead. So a quick switch up by Sanford. He goes for the Fury Hammer alongside building items for either the Blade Armor or Dominant Size. Carlteasy completes Grand Theft Orange this time around.
Smooth with it.
Very smooth, and Liquid, again, very textbook with every single rotation they're doing. JP has been stellar as well with using the ultimate as a deterrent to what Twisted Minds wants to do. Like the sequences where it looks like, okay, Twisted Minds can fight. You see JP flying, it's not good.
SOD finds its mark on the JP. Lord goes the Liquid. Carlteasy secures. Sanji falls. Nosha finds one. MP the King forced to shadow out. AOG, no one home. Kaloy, they're looking to take down Kaloy falls. OHIP gets a kill. Nosha falls to the goat. And now Lansu left. Can Liquid put a period to the sentence they started? Death for one more and Twisted. Liquid run through him.
And you remember why the Fredrin and the Matilda are such a good combo.
What is up with Carl TC's Fredrin?
It's different.
There are times where he literally just stands there, takes damage, is like, all right, come here closer, let me appraisers wrap you in the face. Once you brought me down low enough, it's a different aura and swagger with this Fredrin.
You look up the word aura in the modern dictionary and you see a picture of this Fred.
With Carl's face on it, you know?
No, this same picture with his name on it.
It's, mid lane?
The taunt!
Might have been a three-man taunt. They do get enough to stop Kaloy in his tracks. Canceling the AOJ, taking down Twisted Roamer. One more taunt, almost compromises MP. Razor's Wrath almost kills him. They're in your base, but not really. But now they're gonna take tier 3 up top.
Oh, they take that and the body.
Coming in from 40. Almost gets Sean. Does get the turret.
Sean.
And now 40 gets punished hard. And he's still alive. He takes down Sean with him. What is this young man made of? 40 helps get another kill. Lansu falls. It's mayhem. Pandemonium in Twisted Mind's base. Kaloy bites it. Double kill for OHIP. Nosha falls. And MP the King the only one left. Carl TC gets killed. But there's no waves. Can MP the King defend?
It's all MP all by himself.
And now, Liquid are gonna end the streak! The defending champions have served up Twisted Mind's first loss! A sweep for the cavalry!
It's a sweep for TLPH in the first loss for Twisted Minds.
Remember the name, this is their game. You come in to a battle with Liquid with a streak in your name, and they are gonna walk away and take the W from you. The most dominant Liquid performance we've seen all season, and a harsh reality check for the plot twist we thought they had.
Man, I can't believe, I don't even know what happened because we missed, like, the camera had to move down too to see Sean, but how did Sanford survive that?
JP saved him, man. A guiding
Was
wind.
it the guiding wind?
Gave him just enough shield to survive and keep fighting, and
Plus
the spell vamp.
Oh, man.
Jinx.
Hey.
You owe me Dias.
Oh,
You owe
man.
Dias. Right now,
We haven't
Twisted
gotten our
Minds.
monthly Dias yet.
Yep, get your raffle entries. Taking their bow here, again, feeling the first loss for Twisted Minds, but this TLPH, man. I know that some people had some things to say leading into the weeks here after some of their matches, but they look great here. Let's go ahead and throw it over on stage to hear from TLPH and Hans and Odin.